How you doing? Let's switch this around here a little bit. You don't need to see my bed, especially being it's not made up. How you doing? Oops. Let's switch this around here a little bit. You don't need to see my bed, especially being it's not made up. I can't tell if anybody's here, so I'll just say hi to whoever is here. I hope you have a good day. I hope everything's going well. Hey Ed, how you doing, boss? The link's up there if you want to come up. Right now, you're the only one I know that's here. Oh, wait a minute. Oops, sorry about that. Had the mic off. Hey Ed, you're the only one that I know of that's here. If you want to come on up, come on up. I've got everything set up. I'm running it a minute. Hey Jerry, how you doing, man? Come on up. I'm running a little behind because I was watching the Colts game. They were playing Arizona Cardinals. Colts were up 7-3. Still the first half, but that's all right. It's preseason. I can catch this game and rerun. Hey Ian, how you doing? Good to see you here. Blessed Sunday to you. I hope you're having a good morning. So everything seems to be going well. Like I said, I was watching the American football game, the Indianapolis Colts and the Arizona Cardinals. But yeah, it was a good game. I'm glad to hear that, Ian. I hope everything is well with your family as well. Like I said, I had a pretty good day today. I kind of took my time doing some things, getting around. Hey, Mac Daddy.
Hey, Larry, how you doing?
Mac Daddy, I can't hear you.
Uh-oh.
Let me see something. I want to see if it's on my end or your end.
Okay.
All right, it's on my end. Let's see what I can do about it.
All righty then.
I can hear you on my phone, but there's a delay there, as you know.
Well, I'm using my phone.
What's going on here? Maybe I had that down too much. I don't know. Let's see. No. Huh.
A what? A new what? What weeks ago?
Now, for some reason, I can hear. Say something, Mac.
Okay, hello.
No.
Hello.
ABC, how you doing?
You got a little bit of a delay. I know that.
Again today. I can tell when I unplug it, Mac. I'm going to try a different one.
Yep.
Oh, I hate to say this. I may end up having to buy another mic or something. I don't know what's going on.
I think there's just a difference between a phone and a computer.
Every so often, they want to give me trouble. I don't know why that is.
Oh, I always come in on my phone.
Now try something.
All right, I'm talking now.
Nope, nope, that's not doing it.
No, not doing it.
I know this was working earlier. But that will cause all kinds of trouble, I think. Try it. Now try it.
All right, how am I doing now?
No, none of my mics are working. I
None?
mean, my speakers.
Wonder why. I always come to the same apparatus by my phone. Then I
None of
kind of
the
watch
speakers
it in
seem to
front
be
of me on
working.
my computer. I found a new occupation this week.
Let's see what's going on here. I have no clue. Hey, Anna G, how you doing? ABCM. I'm having trouble with my speakers, and I don't know what's going on. I'm assuming my mic's working. Uh, Try again there, Big Mac.
How we doing? You get me now?
No, not a thing, man.
Wow.
I'm sorry about that.
Let me try and see if I can hook something up on my end. I'll be back.
Anything?
No? How about now?
Now try it.
Is it working now?
It makes it different on my end, but not on your end, it seems.
Huh. I wonder why. Can you hear me? I can hear you fine.
Tim says both of us are loud and clear, but like I said, I'm having trouble hearing you. So it's my
How about now? Is that any better?
it's my problem, not yours, Mac Daddy.
Is it any better now or no?
Like I said, I had no trouble earlier, but now I'm having trouble. Let me see something. No, that's a different thing.
How about now? Any better? Uh, well, Larry, run your stream. I don't want to drive you nuts. I'll let somebody else come up. I'm going to go down.
Okay, now how's that, Jerry? Uh, and by the way, Big Back Daddy, I think I got that problem worked out. So if you want to come back up, yeah, Dan, I've been working on it. I had to go back in, and it finally showed me another speaker to use, which I guess I got turned off somehow. And when I checked it earlier, it didn't show it, and I showed it, and it played in my ear. So I think it's working. But I somehow got muted, so I had to unmute myself. Thanks, Jerry. I'm glad to hear it's back. So anybody wants to come up, I think I do have the problem taken care of. And so anyway, it's been a good day today. I really took it easy. I only left the house for the apartment, whatever you want to call it, where I live, for maybe a half hour to about 40 minutes, I guess. I had to go out and buy some gift cards. My great niece Kaylee's birthday is coming Friday, so I don't know what to buy a 14-year-old girl that I only see once or twice a year, and I do know she loves to shop like her mom and her grandma. This is my youngest sister's granddaughter, and they all, like I said, my youngest sister, her daughter, and granddaughter all like to go shopping. So I got her a gift card to a store that's in Indianapolis. It's not in Terre Haute, and they love going there. So I got her a gift card. And that way, her and her mom could maybe her grandma might go with them, but they can make a trip up to Indianapolis and go to the store and go shopping. I buy the same gift card for my two great nephews, the oldest of which just graduated from college last year, and the youngest one is a sophomore this year of my great nephews. These are my oldest sister's grandsons. And then my a very good friend of mine's daughter birthday is next month, and I treat her like I do my nephews and nieces, or my great niece and my great nephews. I treat her the same because she's still in school as well. So I got her a gift, and I just bought all four of the gift cards at the same time, the same amount of money. Like I said, I treat them all the same, and because it's kind of hard. I used to buy for my nephews because I knew them a lot better, my great nephews, because I only lived half hour from them. If that depends on where I was living at, and but as they started getting older, where they got more and more into computer games. Well, you buy a computer game, you take it in, and they just bought it, or somebody else bought the same game for them. So I just started giving them gift cards as well. They can go take their gift cards and buy themselves a computer game, and they get the same thing for Christmas, and they know it, so they can just wait till Christmas, combine the two gift cards, and get themselves something even nicer if they want. I leave it up to them. It's their money. And I do give them gift cards because some of my, I know my nephew would make his sons put the money back. Him and his wife would make put the money back for something else. But if I give them gift cards, they get to spend it. And the same thing with my friend's daughter. But like I said, my great niece's mother, they like to shop. So if I gave her money, they'd let her go shopping. They love to do it. That's something they like doing together. So, yeah, the four kids, my great niece's birthday's first. It's this month. I believe that's the 23rd is Friday, which is her birthday is Friday. And so I'll get her, like I said, I'll get that card sent off tomorrow. I bought the birthday card and the gift card. I got to fill it out and mail it to them. Then later on, I'll get their Christmas cards. They all get the same thing for Christmas as well. I try to treat them all the same. I love them all, so it doesn't matter. And Dan, I hope you're still enjoying yourself there in Thailand. I noticed you come in earlier, and like I said, my speaker volume I can control right here, but it wasn't the volume. It's somehow I got muted in the system. So I had to go in and unmute it. I didn't hit mute, but I got muted. I might have been when I was messing around. I might have accidentally done it. Hey, Mike, married to a beautiful woman. How you doing? I hope everything's going well in Canada. We appreciate you coming in. I had ABCM, Yin, and Anna G here earlier. Jerry's here, so is Big Mac Daddy. And Dan and Minnie's here. So we're just trying to enjoy ourselves. And so we're seeing how everything's going. Right now, it's just, like I said, I was watching the football game earlier. My Indianapolis Colts is playing the Arizona Cardinals. Hey, Tim. And like I said, they were leading 7-3 when I turned it off to start my live stream. And so that's that went out. But here, I know you people, a lot of you people like me to wear a hat, so let's do this. There you go. I have my hat on. But yeah, today was a very good day for not doing anything. Yesterday I did all my running, did my laundry, my grocery shopping and all that good stuff. Now I got to go shopping again tomorrow because I just used the last of my bread. So I'll need bread for tomorrow's lunch. So I got stuff for breakfast. I'm good there. And I'll also have to, like I said, I want to put that card in the mail tomorrow. So I'll run that card down to the post office. And then I'll hit the grocery store. Thank you, Mike. I bought this hat at the Filipino Festival I went to this summer. I'm looking forward to going to it again next year. I'm sorry to hear that. Famous Amos cookie fame, huh? Those were good cookies. All right, Mar Channel, give me a second here. I just noticed you're in, and you don't have a jacket. So we're going to add you as a monitor. Also, if you want to drop your link, you don't even have to do anything really hard. Just type in 3 L's, LLL, and my Nightbot will drop your link. Now, I think you got to drop the L's first, and or you can drop them by themselves, and my Nightbot will drop the channel for you. So welcome to the channel. If you want to come up and tell people about yourself, you're more than welcome to come up. Like I said, my channel, I like talking to other people. And okay, no, I've never tried Walmart delivery. I like actually going, when I'm going to go shopping for something, groceries or clothes, I like to go check it out myself. Now, I do buy clothes on the internet, but I usually go Amazon instead of Walmart. I like the quality a little bit better on most of the stuff. You're singing live streams. All right. Well, that's good. So, all right, Jim. So you said Amos was died suffering from dementia. Well, that's the same thing my mother has. It's dementia. She's not super bad. All right, Mike. I'd have to take that off. I'd be watching it too much. No, I'd have to get rid of that. Couldn't have it. Well, I don't have any of my food delivered. I like to go and check, and I like to pick out what I think is the freshest and what looks best to me when it comes to grocery shopping. No groceries, actual groceries that I would buy and have delivered. Now, my neighbor upstairs has it done all the time, but that's her, not me. So, and she does go out occasionally and get her own stuff, but she has a lot of stuff delivered, a lot more than I do. I wouldn't doubt that, Dan. And but like I said, it's not. I can't say I've never been to that site because I have been, but I have not been there in a very long time. I don't plan on going back to it. If people want to look at it, that's fine. I have no judgment of people doing that. I can understand that getting the can, but see, I don't buy very much canned stuff. I really don't. I don't care for canned that much. I buy frozen mixed vegetables, or frozen vegetables. I prefer that. Fresh is probably better, but frozen is better than canned, I think. And I quit buying. I haven't had a soda since I got back from my vacation a couple of weeks ago now. So no, still no pop. This here happens to be mint tea. I'll finish off the picture of this tonight. I'll make a picture of green tea tonight for that I'll drink the next week. So yeah, I do like my tea, but it's always unsweetened. Same thing with my coffee. I drink my coffee black, no sugar, no cream. Uh, I can believe that, Edward, but we have a good sized Walmart here with a lot of stuff for shopping. Now, I did. I was at the what they call a Price Chopper. It's a grocery store here in this part of the country. I don't know where all they're at. I know they're in New York, and the on my way home, the best grocery store I come close to without going really far out of my way is the Price Chopper. So last week I happened to stop in there on my way home from work, and they had mango popsicles, and they were good, but I ate too many of them, so I have to quit buying those. I ate way too many of them too quickly. If I only ate one a day, it wouldn't have been so bad. Uh, but my best way of controlling what I eat is at the point of purchase. So I try not to buy any more than what I'm willing to eat that day or within 2 days. Uh, the mango popsicles are 6 in a pack, and I ate that in 2 days, so that's way too fast. And that should have lasted minimum 3 days, and it didn't. So I don't think I'll do that again. Uh, Now, Mike was saying they have ubi ice cream in Canada and the Walmart. Now, I could not find any ubi ice cream here in my part of New York. Uh, there might be at a different store if I went to a different store, but the Walmart close to me didn't have it. Uh, I'll have to check. And that Price Chopper and Market Bistro that I go to don't have it either because I've looked. Uh, Now, when I was home, my favorite coffee shop back home, Little Bear Company, they had the Uber cream uh, cheesecake. It was an Uber cheesecake, and it was very good. I still like the Uber with the flan topping regular cake that they had at the festival better. Hey, Sam Glove, how you doing? So anyway, we did that. So I had that a couple times. I was not very good for on my diet when I was home with my family. I ate way too many sweet things. Uh, I had regular Coke instead of Coke Zero because that's what my sisters had. And so I just, when I wanted a Coke, I had one of theirs. I didn't go out and buy any. But like I said, though, I did have the cheesecake, and I did have the special coffee. The Melody, how you doing? So I did do that. So like I said, I was not very good on my diet at all when I was home. Jerry hasn't done a live in a long time, at least not that I've seen. Well, I can't say I don't like ubi ice cream because I've not had it. I did like ubi cake though, with that flan topping. That was great. I think I loved that. If they'd have been there a second day, I would have went back and bought one or two more pieces. You know, there again, I bought 80 pieces in one day, most slices, but I would have tried to keep one for the next day. But that was excellent. I would love if they had it for 2 days. Uh, I will go again next year. Probably do another live stream. Not a live stream. Listen to me. I'll do another live stream that night because they have it on Saturday, but I won't do one from there. I will try some different foods this time. I might get in the line earlier. I might leave and come back, and after maybe the line's cut down, because there was some stuff I'd like to try, but the line was just too long, and I really had been there for long enough that I didn't want to stay much longer at that time. Because, like I said, the line was going to be 20, 30 minutes just to get from the first of the line to the up front. And then how long did you have to wait to get the food? And so I was ready to go get something to eat. And so that's what I did. I had the lumpia while I was there. And then, like I said, I got the drink, which is similar to lemonade, but I can't remember what you call it. I got that drink, took that with me along with the ubi cake. Went home, got myself something to eat, saved the ubi cake for the live stream, and I ate it on the live stream, if you guys remember. And all right, Jerry, that's understandable. I need to get to some of your videos. I want to see that one on Freddie Vender. Freddie Fender was, I really liked Freddie, especially when the next teardrop falls and Wasted Days and Wasted Nights. Those a couple of really good favorite songs of mine from back in the 70s. And I loved his style of singing, his voice. It was unique. You always knew it when it was Freddie. And I know. Well, I don't do the live stream for the watch hours, Jerry. I do it for fun. Of course, now the Kalamazoo juice. That's it. And oh my God, it was good. If I'd have known how good it was, I might have got a couple. Hey, Paul, haven't seen you in a long time, buddy. How you been? But like I said, I don't do these live streams for watch hours. They probably help, but I don't do it for that reason. I happen to be a person who likes to talk. I like talking to other people. So when somebody wants, like if Paul wants to come up, he's more than welcome to come up. Everybody knows that I like to talk, and I do it for fun. This is my entertainment. I don't drink. I shouldn't say I don't drink. I drink very rarely. I haven't had a drink in oh God, I don't know, 6 months, a year. It's been probably over a year since the last time I had a drink. I really don't drink very much at all. I used to. I used to go out to the bars and shoot pool and drink and all that good stuff. I haven't done that kind of stuff since, oh God, that's been 20 some years since I've did anything like that. Uh, yeah, it's been well over 20 years. It's been closer to 25, 26 years since I went to the bars and got drunk. I'd say probably 1999 was the last time. My birthday in 99 is the last time I can remember going to the bar getting drunk. Now, I didn't drive. I got a hotel room and spent the night there. I'm sorry to hear that, boss, that you couldn't sleep. But like I said, if you want to come up, come on up if you want. You're more than welcome. Anybody else, that invite goes to all of you. Well, come on now. Do I sound like I got a sweet voice? I can't say I got a great voice either. Some people say I got a good voice. I don't. I don't hear it. uh, and I'm a lousy singer. I, I got a voice for. Oh, I don't know what the voice is for, but I got a face for radio. uh, yeah, Melody. I got almost all my dishes done. I got a skillet and a couple silverware yet to do. That's what I cooked with for my supper. I made enough that I have enough for lunch tomorrow, so I put that back. But the other stuff is done. Yeah, I got that's truth, Paul. I got the face for radio, and well, now Mike, it's a little early for church today for some people. I mean, it's only 8. Some Catholic services, they have it maybe at 9 or 10. Uh, and so do the other churches. My sister, her church, she's not Catholic, but regular church service is not till about 10 o'clock or 10:30. So unless you want to go to the Sunday school part, which is if you have a family, you go to that. But if you're an adult, you may not want to go to that. The regular church service is around, like I said, around 10:30. So it all depends on what you want to go to. Now, some people go to all of it. Uh, my sisters in Indiana, they usually go to all of it. They don't have to, but they usually do. Not always. Yeah, like I said, 10 o'clock. So, like I said, I'll always try to keep my my live scheduled for the Philippines. Hey, Danny, how you doing, man? If you want, come on up. I'm glad you're here. Danny just got back not too long ago from the Philippines. For those of you that don't follow Danny, and he's hoping this is his last time that he has to leave the Philippines. He's hoping when he goes back to the Philippines this next time, and he's hoping it's not real long. I know Danny. He's hoping he's retired. So we want to pray that Danny can retire soon and go back to the Philippines to make it his permanent home. Now, I'm not saying he won't come back to the States because he still has his mom and his uncle here, but he won't be coming back and not knowing when he's going back to the Philippines. It'll be a short stay in the States instead of a long stay like it is right now, where he comes back, works, makes the money, and well, now, Paul, you're a hillbilly from the land of Oz. Actually, you're from Australia, right? The land of Oz. Are you a Kiwi? But well, Mike, I'll pray that you win the 70 millions tonight. I'm not playing it. I do have some scratch off tickets, and if I'm the big winner there, it's $1,000 a week for life. So I wouldn't mind winning that. That'd let me retire a lot quicker. But we can't say we're going to get it. But that's what I thought. You're an Aussie, and but you're in Thailand now, right? You're living in Thailand full time now, Paul. Is that not correct, Paul? You're in Thailand now. Are you back in Australia? Well, now, Mike, are you telling me an American can't go up there and buy the tickets and win? I used to live close enough to run up there and buy tickets. Now, Chiang Mai is a nice place. For those of you that don't know Thailand, there's a large expat community in Chiang Mai. Uh, it's very affordable. And that's what I'm saying, Danny. But I used to follow another vlogger that was in Chiang Mai. Then he moved to the Philippines, and I quit following him. I have enough, and I don't follow too many people in the Thailand too much anymore because no, I still follow. A couple people that I followed while they were in the States, or I still got Paul, I think, on my list that I don't check it out as much as I should. But, you know, Bobby I follow still. I don't, it's mostly his shorts and stuff. Oh, yeah, I bet you, I tell you, that's the thing about the Filipinos. They all want to see the snow and play in the snow. And I don't blame them. I mean, if I'd never seen snow, I'd be the same way. I remember when I was in the Navy out in Washington State, there was this kid. We were TAD together. TAD means temporary assigned duty, and we were riding a bus somewhere. I can't remember where we were going, and it snowed, but it looked to me it was no big deal. It was barely covered the ground, and this kid was going crazy because he'd never seen snow in real life. He was from Florida, and I told him, I said, when he was going crazy, I said, hey, it'll be gone by noon. He goes, I've never seen snow in real life. He says, I've seen it in movies, but I've never seen it in real life. So that gave me a kind of a inclination. It's not just people from warm climate countries, but people from like California and certain parts of California or Hawaii, Florida, some of the places in the South may live to be 20, 30 years old and never seen snow. So I can understand them getting excited about it. When I was a kid, I used to go sledding. We built snow forts. We even built myself, my good friend of mine who passed away not too long ago, and my younger brother. We built a igloo one time, and we used tent poles. We built up the sides, then we kind of put the tent poles across it and packed the snow on top of that with canvas there as well to keep it from falling in. And then we made a little hole through the top so you could let some air out. And then you covered it, had a blanket or something covered over the hole that you entered. And it actually was quite warm in there. But that winter, we got quite a big snowstorm. We got like 3 foot of snow or more at that time, that storm. Where I'm from, though, 3 foot of snow was it's a huge snow amount. Now, when I lived in Rochester, that was no big deal. They got that quite a bit. Where I was from, average snowfall was for the whole winter. Now, we're not talking about one time. It was about a foot or so, maybe 2 foot. And then the record at that time was about 5 foot. In Rochester area, when I lived in Rochester, that would have been 5 foot would have been a very little snow. It would have been a very light winter. Their average snowfall was almost 100 inches a year. So, like I said, 60 inches wouldn't have been much at all, which is a lot of snow from where I'm from, where I grew up. So, like I said, we used to play, go sledding down the hills and stuff. And when I was a real young kid, probably around 7 or 8, 6, 7, 8, somewhere in there, we had this sled made out of 2x4s. And it was a big sled. And we would tie it to the back of the car. And our dad would pull, when there was a lot of snow, our dad would pull us around the neighborhood from the back of the car on that sled. And me and my brothers, especially my older brother, not my little brother so much, but me and my older brother, we used to fall off of it intentionally and go rolling in the snow and run, catch up, get back on it. And it was a blast. The older I got, the less I did that. And the less I did that, the less I enjoyed snow. When I was a kid, and I'm talking 9, 10 years old and up, I would go out and shovel snow. So snow was money to me when I was younger, because people would pay you to shovel their driveways and their sidewalks and get their porches cleared so you can make money. And yeah, but so like I said, it was. But like I said, the older I got, the less I played with it, the less I tried to make money from it. It was no fun walking in it. If you had to walk through 6 inches or more of snow, that's not fun. There's no fun driving in it. So the older I got, the less I liked it. And so now I really don't care for snow at all. It's a pain. I have to clean the car off whenever it does that. I have to be more careful driving to work, so I have to leave earlier, take more time to get there, more time to get home. You got to deal with the people who think the snow's no big deal and they go flying down the road, and later on, sometimes you see them off in a ditch because they were being nuts. You would think with all the snow we get that people would remember to drive sensibly. But the first snowfall, the first couple snowfalls, there's always people that forget how to drive in it. And so you got to deal with those people. Matter of fact, that's why I started taking the back roads home last year. It was last winter because I didn't want to deal with them on the main road. And the back roads, the city roads, they wouldn't get up to as much speed, and so if they did lose it, it was less chance of a serious accident or anything like that. So, and I still take that home now. All right, Jerry, you take care, man. You have a good night, man. And be careful, man. And I got to check, like I said, I want to check out that Freddie Fender video and a couple others I missed. So I'll get to them. I've been so far behind on my videos since I've went on vacation because I really didn't watch a lot of them. I was on vacation. It took me a while. I'm still not completely caught up. I'm almost caught up completely, but not quite. So we've been dealing with that. And like I said, it's just, that's another reason why I want to go someplace like the Philippines. I want to get away from snow. Like I said, the people are very friendly. I've served with a lot of Filipinos in the Navy. Met a lot of their families. They were all good people. And I've been to the Philippines. I was there. First time I pulled into the Philippines was in September. The first time I pulled into the Philippines and was able to get off the ship. Okay. Because the first time I pulled into the Philippines, it was what? April, I want to say. And we couldn't get off the ship. And unless you were in the working party, I wasn't. We were only there for 4 hours. I looked out, gorgeous island. You could see all the green. It was just gorgeous. But I wasn't allowed to leave the ship, so it had to be my day off from work. So I just got up, looked out, went back to bed. And the first time I got off the ship was in September of 74. We were there for 2 weeks. Then we left and went to Okinawa. Then we came back. And so maybe it was it was closer to the end of August. It was in August the first time. I have to stop and think about that because, I turned 21 in the Philippines after I came back from Okinawa. And that was retro. And turning 21 in the Philippines was a little different because they didn't care if you were 21. All right. If you were where I was at, I don't know what the drinking age was in the Philippines, but where I was at in the Navy, you could walk into any of the bars and get a drink. Didn't matter. And then your dad and I might have crossed paths once or twice. Depends on how when he got out, because a lot of us went to Hong Kong. I think the Australian Navy went there as well. I know I did. I went there a couple times. But so, like I said, going drinking was no big deal when you turned 21 in the Philippines because you were doing it before you turned 21, and it was legal. So I mean, it wasn't like you were Oh, I'm finally legal. You were legal the whole time. So for my 21st birthday, I decided to do something different. Me and some of my buddies, we went horseback riding because Naval Base there in Subic Bay had a stable. They had trails that you could go riding on. And so we went and rented horses and went riding for a couple hours. And then I went and had a T-bone steak dinner to celebrate my birthday. And then I went out and got drunk like normal. Well, your dad's a little older than I am then, Paul, because Korea was around the time I was born. So you and I must be close to the same age. But so yeah, but I have fond memories. Like I said, I took up snorkeling in the Philippines in October. A friend of mine, one of the friends that went out with me horseback riding, liked to dive. Now he would scuba, but he didn't have his license, so he couldn't get the tanks. But he wanted to go skin diving or snorkeling, depending on what you want to call it. And so he took another friend of mine with him the first time because I had to work. And this friend, who also was with me for the horseback riding, Danny, let me get Danny up here. How you doing, Danny?
Hey, how's it going?
Not bad, man. Not bad. Earlier today, earlier this
Howdy,
live,
howdy.
I couldn't even hear the other guy. So I got that figured out, got that taken care of. So now, how many days a week are you working right now? Did you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you. Seemed like I was hearing some background noise or something.
There's always that possibility. Now I got my speakers all turned off, but this one that's in my ear, I mean, but the one in my ear, so maybe I can turn this down just a little bit.
Seemed like I was hearing
But so, how many days a week are you working?
Well, I work at least 4 days.
Now, what are you working? 10 or 12 hours?
Well, 3 days a week I work 12-hour shifts, and then every Sunday I work 16 hours.
Okay. See, I work 4 10s, and then I get every Friday, Saturday, and I used to be Saturday, Sunday, Monday, but started last week is Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So I don't know if Dan's still here or not, but Dan, I bet last 2 Fridays I got up early just to get to your live stream because usually I sleep in on my days off, and I can't sleep in. I can sleep in a little bit next week as well, but I have to go to the DMV to get my registration renewed. We got to do it every 2 years, and so I got to do that, and then I have to get my car inspected. That's every year. So I'll get the tires rotated, the oil changed all at the same time. Now the inspection and the tire will be on a different site. The DMV only does the registration. I'll go to the dealership and get everything else done. And Retro saying, "What's up, Dad?" Now, Retro, you still visiting your grandma? Or you back home?
I'm back home right now.
No, I said Retro. I know you're back home. I'm caught up on your videos. Finally, I just did that. Just got caught up. Unless you put up another one. But remember, I commented on the airport fiasco. That was a fiasco, buddy. Your airport experience, that was a fiasco.
Yeah, that was crazy.
Yeah, I like I said, I felt for you when I watched that one. Like, man, that had to have been nuts. But plug this in. Getting low. One of the phones was getting low in power. That's the one I give everybody their monitor through. So I had to keep it up. But yeah, I've been. I have no clue when I'm going to retire and go. It's at least 2 years, and part of the problem I have is it's a problem, but it's not a problem. Is my mom? I'm not going anywhere till my mom passes away. She's 98 and she has a slight case of dementia. It gets worse each time, but I go home. But last time I was home, she remembered me every time. Now, she didn't always remember I was there the day before, but she remembered me every time. This time, she asked me a couple times, who are you? And I called her mom one time, and she goes, what did you call me? I said, I called your mom. I'm your son, Larry. Oh, what did you call me? And like I said, it's getting tough to take, but I can't leave until. And then I want to work at least, like I said, 2 years to save up enough money that I can set myself up and not have to worry about my finances. So that's why I said at least 2 years.
Man, I don't know what's going on with my with audio, but I'm hearing everything you say twice.
Do you have your phone on as well, or?
I got the phone on, but I got the
down. Well, make sure the volume's all the way off. Because if it's up a little bit, you might catch it twice.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on.
I know if I don't have mine, I have both my phones on the video all the way down. I mean, the audio all the way down. Because if I don't, I'll catch it sometimes.
Yeah, I just turned my phone off completely, but I'm still hearing you twice.
Huh.
And I'm hearing myself twice.
I'm hearing a revibration when you're talking. Let me see something. Make sure I got the. Let's see audio. No, that's echo cancellation is on, so that shouldn't be it. Let's try that. Can you still hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. I'm just hearing you more.
Okay, then that didn't make it. I turned the mic down a little bit to see if that would help. It made it harder for me to hear you, but I could still hear you that little bit.
All right.
He says, do you got a YouTube window open?
Do I have a YouTube window open?
Yeah. Did you have your YouTube window open while you're on? Because if you do, that can cause the feedback. Because we're on live, we're on Yard Stream. So that a lot of times, what you do when you come to Yard Stream,
I just closed one of my YouTube windows and it stopped.
Yeah, that was Paul and Asia letting us know.
Oh that. My Lord!
You see, I just come in through you.
Holy mackerel!
StreamYard.
Man, now I know what people with schizophrenia go through, man. I was like, I'm sitting here breaking out in sweat, man. I'm like, what the hell is going on here? I couldn't figure out what the hell was going on.
Hey, I'm with you. Like I said, Dan says he's low tech. I'll be even worse than he is. I'm no tech. Earlier, when I first started my live stream, Edward D. Beck came up, Big Mac Daddy. And everybody else could hear him, but I couldn't hear him.
Man, I got my fan on.
Yeah. But anyway, I had to go in and redo my speakers twice just to get it to work. And the first time it didn't show me the one that actually was working. It showed me these, and I tried those three, and none of them worked. And so I went out and tried a couple other things, and I finally went back in, and it gave me a fourth option. When I tried it, it worked. So, it's like Mac Daddy dropped back down because I couldn't hear him. He could hear me, and everybody else could hear both of us. But
yeah, I was hearing everything that I was saying twice, and I was hearing everything you were saying twice.
Yeah, that's because you had two windows open.
My head's spinning around trying to actually catch what you were saying, and that's why I was it took me a while.
I noticed you were hesitant.
See, I noticed you were hesitant. I'm thinking the
Yeah,
question wasn't that difficult. You like my hat?
Huh?
You like my hat?
Yeah, I like that.
I went to a Filipino festival this summer here in Albany,
Uh-huh.
and I bought this is my souvenir I bought for myself.
Oh, nice.
And so I saw the hat, and I was like, I got to have that. So right now, the only time I've worn it is on the live stream. I keep it right here beside the computer in the bedroom. Like I said, everything's set up in my bedroom. I used to have this set up in my living room, but I took it down so I could put up a dining room table. I couldn't have both in the living room. It made more sense to put this in here than the dining room table. So, and I used to come in here. This for a long time I didn't have my TV set up, and I had it. I just never set it up. I had it. Oh, I had my TV for over a year before I ever set it up in my living room. Brand new TV. I just never bought the brand new TV and just didn't put it up for about a year or more. But I got a 27-inch screen, on my computer, and I could watch TV on here. And so that's what I did. I just watched my TV on here, and I had my coffee maker behind me, and I'd sit here and drink my coffee and watch TV. And
thinking of TVs, you'll be in for sticker shock when you go out to the Philippines and you want to purchase a TV.
Yeah.
Oh my Lord. Here, here you can get like a 65, 75-inch TV for $300 or $400. Out there, it'll be in the thousands.
Yeah. Well, I got a 50-inch, and I don't. It depends on the size of the apartment. I won't need anything bigger than that, I think.
Right. And to be honest, I don't watch a lot of TV out there, anyways.
Yeah.
I said, I don't watch any TV.
Like I said, I may just get a larger a computer screen,
right,
and watch TV through my computer, because you're sitting right on top of it. So you don't. The 27-inch, you don't need really 27, 30, 32. You don't need anything bigger than that.
Right. And they don't watch TV out there either. When I'm gone, nobody watches TV.
Now, like I said, well, I plan on, like I've told everybody right now, I'm looking at, I was reading what Retro said. Right now, I'm looking at going to Cebu. That's where I'm looking to start out at. And then there's different places that I decide I don't like it because it's too large or whatever, maybe too expensive. There's always Davao. There's Iloilo, Ormoc, which is in Leyte, maybe Tagloban, also in Leyte, maybe even Dumaguete. Cavite area up in Luzon. Those are areas I would consider.
Yeah, it seems like most expats go to like the Dumaguete.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
Do you get me?
I don't know if I want to be around a ton of expats.
Well,
it's all right to be around a few every once in a while, but
the nice thing is, from what I understand, you don't have to be around them. They hang out in the certain areas they hang out in. But if you don't want to be around a bunch of them, go somewhere else.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
But like I said, there's going to be a lot of expats there in the Cebu area too. Mm-hmm. But do you hang out with them? It's up to you.
That's true.
I want to go there because it's a good place to start.
Yeah,
it's a soft, what they call a soft landing.
Right.
And
kind of get your feet on the ground and.
Yeah.
Plus, they can give you a lot of good advice on what to do. Places.
I was thinking Baguio, Manila, or Cebu. Manila is just much too large. Now, the Manila area might not be, but I would never go to BGC or Makati. I couldn't afford it.
Yeah, I was going to say BGC. Yeah, you'd be paying out the rear end for rent and. Entertainment and everything else.
No. Rent. That would be all about I can afford.
All right.
And I might not have able to be afford that BGC. That's the expensive place. I could probably find a place I could afford, but I couldn't afford almost anything. Rent and food. That'd be about all I can afford.
Yeah, and I don't think BGC, it doesn't represent what the Philippines is all about. I think they're kind of in a little bubble. I think,
Yeah. BGC and Makati both, and that even there's a lot of Filipinos in that area, but that's not your average Filipino either.
Oh no, hell no.
That's the ones that usually have more money than a lot of people.
Right. It'd be a nice place to visit, but
I do want to visit, but I want to go to the American cemetery there.
Yeah.
I want to see that.
Hmm.
So I think a couple weeks to a month would be more than enough time to see everything. Because I'd like to see the mall, the Venice Mall, or Mall of Venice, or whatever they call it.
Hmm.
The one that's got the canal, or you can go and take a gondola around it.
Oh yeah. I've seen that. That's really cool. It's like
I'd like to see that. Mall of Asia. I'd rather see, if I could only see one, I'd rather see the one with Venice, the water.
Right.
The Mall of Asia, it's super large, but I'm not impressed by that as much as I would be to see the gondola going around the water and all that. I think that would be much more impressive to me.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Yeah. So like I said, there's a couple of things that I could spend a couple of weeks there to do. But let's say I went there first. Let's say I stopped off in Manila on my way to Cebu. I'd probably want a month, because the first week I probably wouldn't want to do much.
Right.
Recoup, get my feet under me, get a little more situated, and then go out and start doing stuff.
Yeah, a friend of mine that I used to work with, he flew out to Manila and stayed there for like a month. Yeah. He met a girl, I think online or something. He didn't really care for Manila. It was like, there was a lot of smog and just really overcrowded. And
well, that's like New York City, LA. I mean, it's going to be like any major city,
right?
And it's bigger than a lot of those cities I just mentioned.
Uh-huh.
Well, I wouldn't want to live in New York. It's got nothing to do with me in the Philippines.
All right.
I don't want to live in a city that large. I just know me.
Right.
Living outside of it and going in once in a while might not be so bad. That's why I say Cavite.
Mm-hmm.
You're 20 miles or so away.
Right.
That might not be so bad.
Yeah, as far as cities, Davao, that would be my choice as far as large cities to live in if I were to live in one.
Yeah. Well, like I said, Cebu's where I'll start off at. The thing I like about Iloilo, if you ever seen any videos on Iloilo, is that Riverwalk. They really got that river nice and clean. It's a good area to go walking in. They do have some nice malls there. I used to follow a vlogger there, Tito Tim, but he since quit vlogging. But he was in Iloilo.
All right.
And so I did get to see a lot of that, and that's a very clean. They really work to keep it clean. Very bicycle friendly. If you want to ride bicycles there, they have bicycle paths. And like I said, there's a lot of areas where you can just walk.
Nice.
So the roadways seem to be in pretty good shape from what I was seeing. So that's another. And you're a little farther in from the water, so if there's a big storm, you'll still get the rain and all that, but you're not right on the ocean. You're a few miles in.
How are you planning on getting around in the Philippines, like in Manila?
If I'm in Cebu and stay in Cebu, walking or public transportation. Don't plan on driving at all. If I go to a smaller city or a smaller area where I'm going to have to worry about my own transportation, motorbike. I used to ride a 750.
Okay. Oh, yeah.
I used to have a 1974 754 Honda, and that's what it was called, a 754. It was two separate words. 4 was spelled out F-O-U-R. So it was 750, then F-O-U-R.
Oh, okay.
The 4 stood for 4 cylinders. One of the first 4 cylinders Honda made.
Well, when I was out there this last time, Irene bought a little Honda Click 125.
Yeah. I would probably want a 250 or 175 at least. Because, come on. I'm a little bit bigger there.
Well, you know that little 125, man, I was surprised, dude. That
Oh, I know they got quite a bit of pickup from what I understand, but you got to remember now I weigh more than double what Irene weighs. Okay, more than double.
well, I weigh about 220, and
I got you beat. Okay,
but it's still got both of us up and moving pretty
well, like I
good.
said though, I got you beat. I'm about 280.
You know,
Right, so
when I rode that little Click 125, I haven't been on a motorcycle since I was a teenager. So
well, I can't say it's been that long, but it's been a while. It might be that long because of the fact that I'm so much older than you.
I was going to start on something really small and then maybe slowly work my way up.
Yeah, I haven't rode a bike in years, but I used to have a 754. I rode that thing for about 4 or 5 years. Paul says I had a baby 250 Suzuki, and like I said, anything from like a 175 up, I don't think I wouldn't want a bike as big as I had before. I would not want a 750. I would not want a 500 over there. There's just no need for it unless you're going to do a lot of super long distance, and because
Right.
they're much more comfortable.
Gotcha.
But
Yeah, that little 125, your butt gets kind of sore after being on that thing for a while.
well, like I said, my bike, I had a wreck and tore my chest from about here to here open
Oh shit!
back in '86.
Hey,
And yeah, I had gravel up in my chest. I had to have a tube hanging out of it.
jeez.
And my insurance went down the very next year. Well, I had full coverage.
It went
right.
down. I figured it would go up.
Well, see, I had my younger brother listed as a full-time driver, and he hit the next age group that winter,
Mm-hmm.
so it more than offset the wreck.
Okay.
And so it went down. Went down like $10 a year. Wasn't a lot, but I mean, better than going up.
Yeah,
They never did get their money back out of me.
Yeah, I did a lot of firsts out there when I was out there this last time. Like I said, that riding that little motor scooter, that was the first time I ever rode anything out there.
Yeah. Well, yeah, that's what I'm saying. I mean, if I'm going to get anything, it's going to be a bike, and it's going to be a small one. I mean, I want something bigger than the 125. And Paul said, he says 160 scooter. I have a lot of get up and go. I'd probably want something closer to 200. But like I said, a 150, 175, up to 250, just a little bit bigger than the 125.
Uh-huh.
And if I got something besides a regular bike, it'd be something like a what do they call those? Not the Chariot, but the one that's like you got a back seat, but you got a front seat.
A Baja.
Baja, or whatever they call it, Baja.
B-A-J-A-J.
Yeah. Well, see, now in Spanish, J's are H's. Now I don't know if it is in Tagalog, but in Spanish, J's are H's.
Yeah.
Because like you go to San Diego, it's La Jolla, but it's spelled La Jolla.
Right.
But it's pronounced La Jolla because J's are H's. So that's what I'm saying. I'm not sure if it's a Baja or a Baja.
Yeah,
they call it.
Well, my Irene's sister, her husband, he was down we actually bought one of those. The little
like I said, that would be the only thing I would just consider besides a scooter. That's because you got a better chance of staying dry if you had to get out in the wet weather.
You got to remember, one of the things you'd be giving up with one of those is, those things don't put out any horsepower at all.
Yeah, that's what I said. I don't think I would get one, but I would consider one of those.
I mean, it's nice for just driving around locally if you want to go to the grocery store or you want to pick up some small items, that you can carry in the back. It's really nice for that, because it has a little trunk area.
Yeah.
And Irene.
Did you ever watch Bud Brown?
I mean, I've seen some of his his videos, but
I'm going to say he had one. He also had an electric one. I would never want the electric. It just didn't have the power.
yeah, the one we got was or it wasn't electric, but it was gasoline powered.
Yeah. Now, there's also Turquoise Sunrise. It's a Phil-Ann couple. They lived in the States for a long time, and both their kids were born in the States. But she got pregnant with the youngest one in the Philippines. They went back to the States. It was right about the COVID time.
Uh-huh.
They went back to the States during COVID, and one of the reasons they went back when they did was he wanted to be in the room when the baby was delivered, and the Philippines wouldn't let him be in there. So they went back to the States, and they went back to where their daughter was born at, and got the same midwife.
All right.
And had so the same midwife delivered their daughter and their son both, and they live in Valencia, which is right outside of Dumaguete.
Right.
And but they've lived in Bohol and a couple other places. That's where her family's from.
Right. And that's where Paul and Baby May. I don't know if you know their channel.
I think they know them. I'm not positive. They live in a really nice walled-in complex. They have. All right, Paul. Thanks for coming, then. And he's saying bye, Daddy. Get a good day's sleep. He said he's starting to nod off. But they had one of the first videos I saw. They were living in Valencia at this time.
Mm-hmm.
They just had their daughter was about 4 years old, maybe 5 years old. This is before they had the son, and they got a 1-bedroom apartment because they were waiting for a 2-bedroom to open. They had to wait a week or two, so they moved into the 1-bedroom while they were waiting, and they had to move into the 1-bedroom. I mean the 2-bedroom because their daughter being so young, the owners did not want little kids up there on the second floor. You know, they didn't want to take a chance of the kid falling off the balcony.
Right.
And gorgeous 1-bedroom apartment. The front door was mostly all glass. All right, and it opened up almost the whole width of the living room. Oh yeah, it opened up wide. They had a wide enough patio that they had a couch, a dining table out there, and still had room to walk around. I mean, it was a huge patio. And, so they said if it was all right with the owners, they would have just kept that apartment, but they wouldn't, with their daughter being so young, they couldn't do it.
Right.
And they had a 1-bedroom. You could took the 1-bedroom off there, and that place was big enough for me. I mean, a huge living room, kitchen, dining room area for me. And so they went downstairs to a 2-bedroom apartment. And then, like I said, later on, his wife got pregnant, and they were checking with Silliman, I think it was, about a hospital there in Dumaguete. Mm-hmm. They were told John that he couldn't go in with Maurice, for the delivery of the baby, and he did not like that at all. And so, like I said, it was just about the time the COVID started breaking out, so they moved back to the States.
Right.
And then they had their son Bryson, and was in the States till about 2 years ago. They went back to the Philippines.
Right.
And they're back in the same Marcar apartment complex, but now they're downstairs. They built a patio or a porch or whatever you want to call it. They call it a lanai, I think is what they call it, which is what they call it in Hawaii. They call it a lanai. They built a lanai onto the back of their apartment. Huge thing. They show them building it. I like watching things being built. I really do. And they showed how, the people coming in, building it, and the remodeling they did around it. And now they're thinking about moving again. But now John worked in the Hollywood industry. He was in the background, I think, like in in scenery or something like that.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, so but so yeah, they're doing. John's close to my age. Maurice is was a lot younger, but I mean, there's not I don't think there's a super big age gap, but there's an age gap,
Right.
and so, but yeah, I started following them, and they still vlogged when they were in the States, so you could keep up with them. They have something like 30-some thousand or more, 40,000, something like that, followers.
Okay.
So they do okay. I mean, they're not no super huge group like the Filipina P. She got like 200,000 or more. Filipina P. You ever watch her?
I have, and what's amazing is how fast her channel grew.
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
I mean, I saw her when she had less than 1,000 subscribers.
I subscribed to her when she had less than 1,000 subscribers.
Yeah, she was on Paul's channel.
Yeah.
Paul interviewed her for,
I think I followed her before Paul.
Wow.
I found one of her videos and it was very entertaining.
Yeah.
And I watched it. I decided to follow her, and when I subscribed, I told her, "Hey, look, I will go back and watch every one of your videos till I catch up," because that's what I did when I first started doing YouTube.
All right.
When I first started following somebody, I'd go back and watch all their videos up to where they're at. I did the same thing with Turquoise Sunrise, once I decided I was going to follow them. And she goes, "Well, lucky for you, I don't have that many out yet." And she did. And at that time, I was still going by Larry Lee. This is before I ever started my own YouTube channel. I mean, as far as doing, I changed my name to Lazy Larry because of Chris and Sabu. Well, there was Larry Lee, Larry G, Larry B, and Larry Outdoors, and maybe another Larry. And so Larry G, Larry B, and Larry Lee sound very similar.
Right.
So if he wanted to ask a question, you had to listen close if he said Larry, whether he said your last name or not. So I just changed it to Lazy Larry. So that way, if you wanted to say something, you could just say Lazy or Lazy Larry, and I know he was talking to me.
Right.
Yeah,
I always wondered how you got your screen name there.
Well, that is another video I did, but one of my very first videos. I think it was my first one. How I came up with the name Lazy Larry, and why I started using it. Well, I mentioned that part I just told you about Chris and Sabu.
Right.
Well, I got the nickname back in high school.
Mm-hmm.
I signed up for auto body repair. Okay.
Uh-huh.
First year of this high school, I was the first graduating class, and I signed up for auto body repair. And because they decided not to have auto body repair, they didn't contact me and asked me if I wanted to take something else. They just put me in auto mechanics. I've never had to desire to work on motors. Never. It was never my thing. I just thought beating on something like a car body, beating it out and painting it might be fun.
Right.
Like I said, it was just a class I was going to take for 1 year because I was graduating.
Right.
But I had no desire to learn how to work on motors. Never did. So I never took any work into the class. I did the schoolwork, the classwork and stuff. So if anybody needed help, Mr. Hilton, which was our teacher, would say, "Go get Lazy Larry. He has nothing to do. He can help you." So that's how I got the name, because I never brought anything in. So he just thought I was lazy. I was working 30 hours or more a week, full time. Well, not full time, but close to 30 hours a week, and going to school full time. I don't think I was lazy, but hey, that's all right. I didn't bring anything in, so you can call me lazy.
Yeah.
And I only went one semester. I was a January graduate, so I was true first graduating class of this high school. I was scheduled to go the whole year, and I hated the school because the year before, the couple of years before, the high school I was at before, we had a full-hour lunch hour, and we could go anywhere in town we wanted for lunch. We could leave the campus and go anywhere.
Right.
Well, this high school, we had a half-hour lunch hour, and you couldn't leave the campus. And I felt like they were treating us like we were back in junior high.
Mm-hmm.
Here I am a senior, you're going to treat me this way. And it's like, no, I'm going to graduate in January. I fucking quit. I don't care which. So I walk into Mr. Profits, who was a senior boys counselor, who the year before was a principal at one of the schools they closed down. They closed 4 high schools down to open up 2 new ones. And his, so they closed his high school down, and he became the senior boy counselor at my high school. And so I walk in, and I said, I'd like to change courses so I graduate in January, or I'm going to quit today. I don't care which.
All right.
He looks at me and goes, "What's your name?" I didn't go to his high school. He didn't know me. So I told him my name. He pulled out my record and says, "Well, the only thing you don't have that you need," I think it was econ. You had to have a semester of government and a semester of econ. Usually you took one semester and the other one, but I had to take both the same semester. He says, "I'll get you in an econ class, and then it's up to you." And I said, "That's all I ask." Well, like I said, I graduated in January and went in the Navy in March. But I was just like, no, I can't stand this school. I've always wanted to go in the military. I was always planning to go in anyway.
So how long was you in the Navy?
Over 6.5 years. I did over 6 years, 7 months, and so many days active. But so anyway, I graduated in January. Actually, my graduation date was my mother's birthday. My official graduation date was her birthday. I went to Iowa on her birthday because I only had to go half a day. And I didn't even have to go in for that, but I was helping a friend with his motor, putting his motor back together. So I went in and helped him. Then I left for Iowa, which is where my cousins were living at that time. And I stayed up there for about a month, came back home for a couple of weeks, and then I went in the Navy. But like I said, I've always, ever since I can remember, I always wanted to go into service. Now, what branch I wanted to go into would change. I'd watch a movie about the Army, and I'd be wanting to go in the Army. Watch a movie about the Air Force, want to go to the Air Force, Marine Corps, Navy. So when Vietnam was going on, remember, when I went in.
Right.
And so I was thinking about Marine Corps, and I talked to 3 ex-Marines and a sailor who all were in Vietnam, who had all been in firefights. If you ever seen the movie Green Beret, John Wayne's son, Patrick Wayne, played the heavy equipment operator out there cleaning the brush. Well, the guy I talked to did the exact same job. And whenever the Marines start to say something to him, they'd ask him, "Well, what'd you do?" He'd tell them what they did, and they'd shut up because they knew he'd been in probably as many firefights as they'd been in.
Right.
And every one of the Marines said the same thing. They did it and wouldn't do it again. And Junior, that was the guy that was a Navy, said he was proud he did it and would do it again. So I said, "Well, do I want to be proud I did something, wouldn't do it again, or do I want to be proud I did something, do it again?" And then I also got to thinking about, Vietnam. I'm thinking, well, they got those small bamboo trees, a big old body like me, kind of hard to hide behind them. And I was a pretty good swimmer. I said, I could tread water for a long time. And
well, that was one of the first times I ever heard about the Philippines was when I was in the Navy.
Okay.
And they were just, from stories, from guys that had, stopped
there.
Philippines or something. Yeah.
Hello, Cecil.
And,
Welcome to the channel. But yeah, I served with Filipinos in the Navy.
Yeah, I was just going to say that's the first time I ever met a Filipino was when I was in the Navy, and I got to my boat. There was a bunch of Filipinos on my boat, and
you were on a boat, not a ship.
I was on I was on a submarine tender.
Okay, well then you were on a ship, not a boat.
Okay.
A boat is a submarine.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah. It's either the submarine or the thing that goes on top of the ship. Like the captain's boat that you'd put down the water so you can go ashore.
Right.
If you're peered out. But a submarine tender, you didn't travel too much.
One thing
I was on a destroyer tender. We didn't travel a lot either.
Well, the only time that we were at any service to anybody was when we were in port.
Yeah, the same. Like I said, I was a destroyer tender. Same thing.
I mean,
We didn't go out and play war games.
A sub out in the middle of the ocean, with the sub bouncing up against you, and
Well, like I said, you're not gonna service the tin cans and stuff in that same thing.
Right.
I was a destroyer tender, so your job was in port.
Yeah.
And they would peer, they would peer right up or next to you. They would tie up next to you or onto you, and the gangplank would go from your ship to their ship, and your repair people would go off and work on their ship.
All right.
Now I was in supply. I was a ship serviceman. They quit that. So hey, LV, how you doing? They quit doing that. There are no longer any ship servicemen. They've been rolled into the storekeepers. Now the difference between the ship servicemen and the storekeepers, there is a difference. The ship servicemen supplied the things that sailors wanted, not necessarily needed. The storekeepers supplied the stuff for the ship, not the sailors.
Right.
So, like, we had the Navy Exchange, that was ship servicemen. The candy store, ship servicemen. The laundry, ship servicemen. The barber shop, ship servicemen. The vending machine, ship servicemen. On shore duty, the gas station, ship servicemen. I was a barber. I also worked in the candy store, or the Geedunk, as we called it, the soda fountain.
Yeah, Geedunk.
On shore duty, I ran the gas station, the barber shop, the vending machines, worked in the Navy Exchange, helped fill. I did 4 different jobs every day on shore duty.
Oh, wow.
I was at a base of 110 people out in La La Land. And I do mean La La Land. The closest city to us was 30 miles away and maybe 30,000 people. Now, the town we were at only, like I said, our base was 110. The town was 500. We were in La La Land.
I was stationed in Kings Bay, Georgia.
Okay. Pacific Beach, Washington. Pac Beach, Washington. Pac Beach, couple things that's got claim to fame. A John Wayne movie was part of it, was filmed there. The ending.
So how far is that from Seattle?
About 105 miles, 110.
You're good way.
And it was almost halfway between Seattle and Portland. You needed to move it 5 miles one way or the other. I can't remember which. And then you'd been dead center, right along the 101 highway.
Well, I've been out to Seattle. I've been to Edmonds.
I was stationed for a short period of time in Bremerton, which is right across the sound from Seattle. And I was TAD to SeaTac, which is Tacoma, which is right outside of Seattle. Right. I was TAD for about a month to SeaTac there. The Tacoma, I can't remember what they called the base. I was just there for about a month. And then I was, like I said, Bremerton, Washington, which is the dry docks. And I was there because the ship I got assigned to, the Long Beach, which is a nuclear cruiser, she was in dry docks there when I got assigned to her.
Well,
Lorraine.
That's pretty ironic because when I got on my ship, it's called the USS Canopus. It too was in dry dock.
Now, where was it at?
It was in Baltimore.
Okay.
At the Sparrows Point.
All right. So you were East Coast. I was West Coast the whole time.
Yards, yeah.
Now, my older brother, he was also Navy. Now, he went in about 8 months before me. And he was a plank owner. You know what a plank owner is, right?
A plank holder?
Plank owner.
Oh, plank owner.
First original crew of a ship. He was first crew of the ship. It was the Buford, USS Buford, ATF-2. Auxiliary tug, fleet tug, basically. It could go out in the middle of the ocean by itself, hook up to an aircraft carrier and pull it all the way back in with no other help. It was that's what it is. It was made to go out and pick up broken down ships and bring them back in with nobody else helping them. Wow. Like I said, they could pull in an aircraft carrier all by themselves.
Oh, wow.
So they had some power. And he picked her up either Portsmouth, Virginia, or Virginia Beach. I can't remember which, because he was at both places. One was for schooling. The other place is where he picked up the ship. I want to say Portsmouth is where he went for schooling, and Virginia Beach is where they got the ship. And then they went through the Panama Canal, so he was a shellback, if you know what a shellback is.
Yeah.
And for those that don't know what the shellback is, it means you crossed the equator by ship and went through the initiation.
If that was
Myself, I'm a polywog, which means I never either I never crossed the equator, or I didn't go through the initiation, well, I never crossed the equator, so I'm a polywog. Dang it. But he went through the Panama Canal, pulled into San Diego the day I graduated from boot camp. So he was at my boot camp graduation, took video of it. My brother wasn't taking movies, so he took a movie of it.
Mm-hmm.
So after graduation, I went, you go back to your barracks, and I get this word that I have a visitor at R&O. And for those that don't know, R&O is receiving an organization. It's where you first go in, get received, and when you graduate, that's where the visitors come in to visit you. So I go over to R&O. There's my brother. He's in his dress blues, because he had to be in his dress blues to get off the ship. And so I'm talking with my brother, and my company commander, which we called CCs, came by and found out my brother was in the Navy. It was my brother I was talking with. And he asked my brother how long he was in port for. And Jim says, we're leaving on Monday. He goes, well, Sunday, we're going to Disneyland. He says, now, if you want to go, he says, all you got to do is show up in uniform. That was Sunday. It might have been Saturday, but one of the days. He says, show up in uniform, and you got a free ride up there. We'll take you. You can ride with us. You got to be here by this time in uniform, dress blues. You get a free ride up there, free entrance, free everything.
Oh, nice.
So my brother went. So he took movies of that too. I wish I knew what happened to him, because my older brother has passed away. I don't know what happened to all that stuff. But and he also had videos when we were out to sea of dolphins swimming alongside the ship and stuff like that. But I had said something about pulling brother duty with him, because he was going to be stationed Pearl Harbor, Hawaii. Gorgeous port of call, right?
Mm-hmm.
So he says, no. He says, look, he says, see what they give you. He says, I got a great, duty station, but he says that we spend a lot of time out. We're going to spend a lot of time out at sea. So see what you got. He says, if it's not very good, you don't have to put up with it a year, and you can pull brother duty with me. But if it's pretty good, I can pull brother duty with you in just a few months. And so I got to Dixie, which is a destroyer tender.
Mm-hmm.
And so about 8 months or whatever it was later, might have been a little bit more than that, but not much, he pulled brother duty with me. And we made the second Westpac together. He didn't finish it, but that was because of a medical problem.
All right.
But so, yeah, we were stationed together for a little while. We were in the Philippines together. Now, my older brother and I were totally different. I was a hard charger when it come to partying. I burned the candle at both ends and tried to light the middle, okay?
Nice.
My older brother didn't party at all. He'd go with you, but he was always the designated driver. He did not drink.
Right.
Well,
I would have been the guy being carried up the brow to the ship, from passing out,
Like I said, my brother took care of me a few times.
Yeah.
And he did that after we got out of the service, too. He'd go to a party with you, and he'd sit there, and he'd have a good time watching everybody else partying, and he'd just sit there. When time to go home, he was your designated. He got you home. Me and my younger brother both. He did it for both of us.
I had to get carried up the brow of the ship by the master at arms, because I was, I went to a place at the Virgin Islands called Barnacle Bills. It got totally trashed. And
I got totally trashed more than once.
Oh, I did too. Too many times. I even had to go to captain's mass and all kinds of stupid shit.
I've only been to captain's mass twice.
Only?
Yeah, got busted. Only got busted once. The first time I went, my division officer and I, we didn't see eye to eye.
I didn't see eye to eye with a lot of people in charge.
But anyway, well,
I didn't like authority.
I was doing one job, and I got transferred to the laundry, which is all right. I don't mind the laundry. But the guy that got transferred out wasn't standing duty because every day, whatever came in that day, he had to finish, whether it was 10, 12 hours, didn't matter, 16. He did it. Well, but on the days he got done early, he could leave, and he never had to stand duty.
Hmm.
Well, this guy decided he was going to make me stand duty and still do everything else. So if I had 16 hours work, I had to stay and do 16 hours. He wouldn't let me sit. I went to him. I said, look, let me do one of three things. That's all I asked. One of three things.
Right.
Let me set up a schedule, a laundry schedule. So, I know what's coming in each day. It won't be overwhelming.
Mm-hmm.
If that's not good doable, take me out of duty and let me do it like the other guy. If you don't like that, give me some help. There's supposed to be one man for every 75 people on ship. So legally, there was supposed to be 3 of us working in the laundry, not just me. All right, that's legal.
All right.
He said no. He wasn't changing anything.
Well,
So I decided to go out and get drunk one night instead of work.
That gets a little hot down there, don't it?
Not as long as the air is blowing. You stay underneath the air. It's not too bad.
Okay.
It's not air conditioned. It's just a blowing air,
Right.
from outside. So whatever the air is outside.
Uh-huh.
Now, if the air goes out, it gets very hot in there. So anyway, I decided I got permission to leave the ship. I was supposed to be coming back. Hey, RD. And I decided to stay out and get drunk instead. Now, I was on a 6-month suspended bust.
Oh, shit.
So anyway, I come back and an E7 Marine talked me into going back. I was thinking about staying gone for a few days, but I went back the same night. He said, look, put in a check to go see your captain and get this straightened out.
All right.
So I said, okay, that makes more sense than doing what I'm doing. So I went back to the ship. The next morning, I turned in the chit to go see the captain. And so the division officer comes down and says something to me and wants me to pull my chit. And I said, well, are you going to change any of those 3 things? He says, no. Then I said, F you. You want my crow? You can, like I said, I was on a 6-month suspended bust. So you want my crow? You can have my damn crow. But I'm going to go see the captain about this.
All right.
And so he got pissed and stormed out. And a day or so later, he decides I'm going to go into deck. I'm going to be a boatswain's mate, even though I'm a 3rd-class petty officer.
Hmm.
So I go report to Chief Lewis, who is the chief of the boatswain's mates. And I walk in, and he looks at me and goes, you're a petty officer. I said, yes, sir. That's right, Chief, I am. He says, petty officers don't work in this division. I said, look, he told me to come here. You tell me what to do, I'll do it. He says, well, I'm going to put you in charge of, I think it was 01 or 02, the deck on the outside. I can't remember what they called it, 01 or 02 deck.
Right.
He says, now, I don't want you doing any of the work. He says, you do not work. I'll tell you what the work is. You divide it among your people you got. Now, if you want to go get their supplies, you can. If not, you don't have to. Petty officers do not work in this division. You're in charge of making sure the work's done. Okay, Chief, no problem. So I signed the work out, and I tell everybody, and I think I signed it where it was fairly even among the people what they had to do, how much work it was.
Mm-hmm.
Because if it was more work, I assigned more people to it. And I had these 2 guys goofed off all day. And I let them do it. And quitting time come around. They started to quit. And I said, you're not going anywhere till that work's done. I said, I don't care if it takes till 10 o'clock tonight. And if you don't get it done by then, you're staying on board the ship. I got nowhere to go until, I don't leave the ship normally till after 10 o'clock anyway. So they turned around and got the work done by about 6. This was at 3, so in 3 hours they had the work done. But they goofed off all day.
Right.
So the next day comes, I again split up the work. And one of the guys, he was a seaman, came over and handed me a Coke. He says, I like the way you handle those guys. He says, they're always goofing off. I said, I don't care. I mean, If they want to goof off, that's fine, but they're going to get the work done before they leave.
Right.
I don't care. Or they can stay on board ship.
Hmm.
So that couple more days I did that. Then I go up and see the XO. The XO calls me up to see him because he wants to see what's going on before it goes to the captain, right?
Right.
So I tell the XO what's going on. And he goes, "You're in deck?" I said, "Yes, sir." He says, "Who put you in deck? You're a petty officer." I said, "Lieutenant J.G. Knapp told me I had to work out of deck." He can't effing do that. So he tells me that, have a seat. So I'm sitting down, not even standing up, at attention. And he passes the word that he wants Lieutenant J.G. Knapp to report to his office ASAP. So Knapp comes up and he starts reaming him. I mean, and I'm sitting there. I've not been given permission to leave, right? You don't leave without being given permission.
Right.
And I'm sitting there and he's just reaming him and I'm listening to all of it. And so when he, after a little bit, he stops. He goes, "You go on back down to the ship service office." He says, "You're back in supply." So I go back down to the office, and a little bit later, Knapp comes down. He won't talk to me. He won't look at me or anything. So instead of having me do a job that I'm supposed to be doing, like laundry, barber, something like that, like I said, the candy store, whatever, box storerooms, he has me cleaning the compartment, the hallways, or the bathroom, whatever he feels like having me do. So I'm doing the job, and I'm always presenting it when the XO or the captain comes through to be inspected, and I always get an outstanding. So that goes on for about a month or two. So like I said, 6 months suspended bust is long gone. His chance to get me busted automatically was over. So he finally puts in the chit to get me in trouble. And we go up to the captain. Now, he wants me busted. He wants me locked up for I don't know how many days, 30 days, whatever, more than that. And then he wanted me my pay taken all but so much money and all this good happy stuff. So I'm up in front of the captain. The captain talks to me and he goes, "Well, what have you been doing? Since you've been back in ship serviceman." I said, "I've been cleaning the compartment, the passageway, and the head, sir." He goes, "You mean you've been in charge of it?" I said, "No, sir, I've been doing the work." He looked over at Knapp and he goes, "Don't you have Siemens and seaman recruits?" And Knapp goes, "Yes, sir." He goes, "That work is for them, not our petty officer." And so he reams him a little bit. And then he looks at me, he goes, "Well, you did go away." I said, "Yes, sir, I did." I mean, I wasn't lying to him. He goes, $50, 6 months suspended bust. Get out of here. Back down to your office. I go back down to my office. And I don't do anything for a few days. He gives me no work. I get up, I report, nothing to do. I do nothing all day. So he finally put me in the Get Up, which is, like I said, one of the jobs that I'm supposed to, my rate's good to do.
Right.
And I stay there until I get out. Not out of the Navy, but off that ship, I should say, because I went to shore duty later. But yeah, it was.
Yeah, there's a lot of things I miss about the Navy, and there's a lot of things I don't miss.
I miss the camaraderie of your fellow seamen.
True.
Because you get really close on ship, especially when you go out to sea and travel somewhere else.
Well, I lived on the boat, that 3 years.
I did too, but I mean, you got closer when you were out to sea,
right?
And you go overseas, because you just get to know each other better.
True.
And like I said, even when you live on the ship, you still have your running mates,
right?
But you get to know a few more people when you go out to sea and go overseas.
Yeah, all the guys that live off the boat, they come and
yeah. They're now on there. You get to know them better.
Everybody comes back,
Yeah.
But I was too damn cheap. I didn't want to pay for it.
Well, I had a couple apartments in San Diego, but it was with my running mates, you know. So we had one apartment that it was called the everybody just called it the apartment. So if they said they were going to the apartment, all our friends knew where they were going. They were coming to our place. And I had two of my buddies. They were cooks. Now, they worked opposite days. You know how the cooks are. They work 12, 16-hour days. They work like 3.5 days. And then the other guy works 3.5 days. And they're week or 4 days. And you rotate to where you get a weekend off every so often. You get the same number of weekends.
Right.
And like I said, these guys were both cooks, but they were on the opposite rotation. And so, yeah, we had an apartment that was, this is back in the 70s. And this was, I wasn't on the Dixie anymore. I was trying to remember which ship I was on. I think it was the Long Beach. It might have been the Dixie still.
So when you were stationed in San Diego, were you stationed at 32nd Street Harbor?
Yeah, 32nd Street.
Yeah.
But I was also down at the other end, which is where the Gator Navy was at. 32nd Street was regular Navy, regular fleet. And the other, now you could get to the other end going through 32nd Street. It was all 32nd Street. But the other end with the other entrance was the Gator Navy. And for those that don't know the Gator Navy is the ones that haul the Marines around. And I was still on the Dixie because I was only 21 and I was on the Dixie. Turned 21 on the Dixie, didn't get off till I was about 22 or so.
Yeah, I went to basic training out there, and then after that, I went to the Service School Command.
Yeah, I went to boot camp in San Diego. Like I said, my brother pulled in for my graduation. I went to storekeeper school, which I did not like. They
Was that in San Diego?
The most important book that you're going to know for the whole time you're there is the first 3 days. I wasn't there for the first 3 days. They start me in the middle of the week. And so I flunked the first test because there's no way I could catch up. I mean, all the stuff they were teaching you, I wasn't taught.
Was it there in San Diego? You went to school?
Yeah. It was at NTC, Naval Training Center, San Diego, which is right next door to the boot camp, right? Basically.
Yeah, that's
right there at Rosecrans.
Mm-hmm.
And
Service school.
So I passed the next week, which was the hardest week of the school. And then I flunked the next week out, which is the easiest week. And it ticked my instructor off because I told him, I said, look, I don't care. I don't want here. I don't want to be here. I mean, you already screwed me over because if you were in the top, if you were the number one student, all right, hey, Pamela, but you could almost pick your assignment, and maybe even if you signed up for 2 more years, make E4 out of it. All right out of school.
Right.
Well, they put you behind the 8 ball. The hell with y'all, you know. And so I went, and when they told me, they said, "Well, you're going to be an IBM." I said, "I don't care if I'm an instant boatswain mate. That's what an IBM was back then." So that's fine. I said, "I just want out of here." And so they sent me, and I went on board the Dixie. And I get there, and they look at me, and they look at my record, and says, "Well, you're not going to be a boatswain's mate. We're going to put you up as a clerk or yeoman." So I go up.
I was an interior communications electrician. I was a seaman. I worked in the IC shop.
Yeah, my brother was repair. I think it was air conditioning, heating repair, but he didn't go into that after he got out. He just did that while he was in there.
Yeah, we were in charge of all the telephones, the intercoms, sound-powered headsets. Plus, we had to go down to engineering and clean all the salinity cells and do all the testing for the guys down there in the boiler room. And we had this machine that would measure ambient temperature and all this other stuff, because they get super hot down there. And if it got to a certain temperature, those guys couldn't be down there for so many hours. You had to rotate out of there.
Well, like I said, when the air went out in the laundry, we quit working. It got too hot to work.
Right.
But like I said, when I first got on the ship, they put me in the yeoman area, and there was another guy, Joe. I can't remember Joe's last name, but we were both in there, and they only needed one of us, but both of us had the qualifications they wanted.
Mm-hmm.
And repair had a guy that was wanting to transfer from ship serviceman into repair, but they needed somebody to switch with him. And so they asked me, would I be willing to go back into supply? I said, yeah. I said, I didn't like the way the school was going. I didn't like the way they were handling everything. I'm fine with being in supply. So I thought I was going back to storekeeper. I went to ship serviceman instead.
Mm-hmm.
And like I said, they switched me with another guy, and he ended up in repair, and I ended up in ship serviceman, and it worked out well for both of us. But yeah, it was, like I said, I really did enjoy the camaraderie with the other guys. I mean, my division, it was almost 1/3 black, 1/3 white, and 1/3 Filipino. We were not quite 1/3 of each, but it was really close to being, because we had a Filipino Mexican,
Mm-hmm.
Ted D'Aiola. He was part Filipino, part Mexican. But oh God, Ted was nuts. We had this first class, and I want to say it was our first Westpac, named Hare. His name was Herman Hare. Now, Hare is German for Mister, so we used to call him Hare. And Hare would get drunk, and he'd get up in the morning and start yelling for everybody to get up.
Uh-huh.
And he'd always stand right beside my rack and yell for everybody to get up. Well, Ted had a pair of Ted had a pair of handcuffs. Handcuffed Hare to his rack. And then was afraid to unhandcuff him, left him there for a couple hours. Oh, he was lucky he didn't get rolled up, but he got rolled hard. I mean, he had every blank detail that came along, extra hours. But I remember one time, Hare and I both, it was a weekend. It was, I want to say Saturday. We didn't have to work. But he come staggering in about 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning. We're in Yokosuka, Japan. Bars are open almost all night over there. And I'm there getting a sandwich from the cooks. So I go in, get ready to go to bed, and it's after 6. So Hare, during the week, Hare had already been up yelling at us to get up. And I go over and he's like, Hare, it's 6:30 or whatever time it was. He goes, oh. So he gets up and starts to yell at people to get up. I take my clothes off, climb into bed. He goes, what are you doing? I said, it's Saturday, you fool. Just like, he cussed me out good. But he could take a joke like that. I mean, he's a pretty good guy. He was first class. For those that don't know, first class is an E6. I was a third class, which is an E4. E4 and up are called petty officers unless you're an officer or a warrant officer. But like I said, not everybody knows our military terms.
Right. Yeah.
Like a head is a bathroom or a wash closet.
We're talking about Gee Dunk and
Gee Dunk
and all that.
Candy store, Gee Dunk. Oh, we had this guy named Former Rat. He was a bosun's mate, and he was nuts. And somebody bet him. I can't remember what they bet him, that he wouldn't make this announcement. So the mobile canteen was coming on the pier. Instead of saying the mobile canteen is now on the pier, the Roach coach is making its approach upon the pier. The loudspeaker. Oh, there were some people. None of the enlisted got mad at it, but some of the officers didn't like that too well. And
that's one thing I miss. I miss the camaraderie and
the joking. I mean, I've not found that anywhere else. I mean,
yeah. And I never cussed so much in my life when I was in the Navy. It was like every other sentence.
Yeah. Did they give you the sheet of paper with the numbers correlating to the cuss words or cuss expressions? They ever give you that? Well, they used to give us that all the time when we'd come back from overseas. So we'd go running around, 11, 60. You have to look, what are they saying to me? Oh, and talking about that.
That phrase, cussing like a sailor, that's a big deal.
I got a coffee cup that says, "I have the vocabulary of a well-educated sailor." I love that coffee cup. But and I bought it just because it said that. I wasn't even looking for a coffee cup. It was set. I was looking for some undershorts or t-shirts. I can't remember which. It was sitting among somebody had set it there because I guess they thought about buying it and decided not to. So taking it back and put it where it belonged, they just set it on the shelf. And I was looking, I saw that. I said, "Oh, I got to buy this."
Another thing I wasn't aware of at the time too was, while I was in the Navy, that was actually the most traveling that I would ever do.
Oh yeah.
I was just in for 4 years, but I went to our ship just we went to the Virgin Islands 3 times, and went to Bahamas, and cruised up to Annapolis, Maryland, and like I said, we were in Baltimore when I got on my ship, and that was the most traveling I did the whole time. I did more traveling when I was in the Navy than I did any other time, other than when I started going over to the Philippines.
I've been to Hawaii a couple times. I've been to Yokosuka, Japan a couple times, Taiwan a couple times, Hong Kong a couple times, the Philippines a couple times. And when I say Yokosuka, I've also been to Okinawa, which is also part of Japan.
So you went to a lot of good places. You actually did some nice ports, some real ports.
Yeah. Well, I was on the LST. I was on 1184 USS Frederick. They were bringing in a ship called the Tarawa. It was a new gator ship going to take the place of a lot of other gator ships.
Mm-hmm.
So we were out to sea for her time trials, or for her sea trials, not time trials, sea trials.
Mm-hmm.
And that was 21 days off the coast of San Diego. Every night I could see the lights of San Diego, and it teed me off. Because in 21 days, I could have been in Japan, the Philippines,
right.
Any one of those foreign countries. I could have been anywhere over there in 21 days.
Yeah.
And all I do is sit off the coast of San Diego and look at the lights every night. It's like, oh, talk about torture. You're thinking,
it would be.
I'm spending this time out at sea where I could be going somewhere.
Right.
And I'm just sitting here playing games.
Well, at least you got to go to a lot more places than I did. I mean.
Oh, yeah. I would have loved to cross the equator. If I'd have stayed in on the Long Beach, which I got off the Long Beach and ended up on the Frederick. But if I'd have stayed on the Long Beach, I would have crossed the equator and went to Australia. But I got off just before she went. And that was my fault. I could have stayed on her, but that was another division officer I really, really did not like, even more so than that.
Yeah, I could have gone pretty much anywhere I wanted, but I was young and dumb, and I was like, oh, I've been out here to San Diego for almost a year, so I was like, well, I'll try the East Coast.
I thought about doing that. I really did, but it's like I liked it on the West Coast.
I mean, initially I put in for Jacksonville, Florida is what I put as far as a naval station.
Yeah.
In Kings Bay, Georgia, that was about 10 miles from the Florida-Georgia state line.
Well, so like I said, I went to San Diego for boot camp because when I went in, they had the Great Lakes boot camp shut down because of there was some outbreak. I'm not sure what it was. Some kind of outbreak. Huh?
What year did you go in?
72.
72.
So they called my house and my dad answered the phone. And they said, well, we can't send them to Great Lakes because of whatever it was.
Well, that was probably.
So where do you think you would like to go? Because I wasn't home. He said, well, I know he wants the West Coast, so probably San Diego. Now, there was a couple other guys I knew that went in. They went to Florida. And now, if I'd have known, my dad said if he'd gone to Florida, they would have showed up for my graduation, but he didn't want to go to California.
Right.
But like I said, my brother did make it there, so I did have some family there. But yeah, I always talked. I wanted to go to the West Coast. That's where I wanted to go. So he knew that.
Yeah,
and
that's what I should have did. I should have requested 32nd Street or Coronado Island or something.
Well, now the subs, they weren't at 32nd Street. but they were in San Diego.
Mm-hmm.
But I can't remember what base they were at. But it wasn't 32nd Street. They were at a different base, but it was, like I said, it was San Diego because I knew guys that were on sub-tenders.
Right.
And
You ever
but
go
I
down
can't remember.
You ever go down to Tijuana?
Oh yeah, especially in 421. You go to Tijuana at that time. Now, I don't know if it's still the same way or not. But back in my day, when you went down to Tijuana, there was 3 bars you could go to that were basically American bars. If you were a Mexican, you didn't get in unless you were with some Americans.
Right.
Now, if you were a Mexican American, you could go in. But see, they didn't want any fighting. They didn't let the girls in. They didn't let the guys in. It was just strictly American bar.
Well,
And because you got to remember now, back then, a lot of high school kids went down there to go drinking. Because Mexico didn't enforce the drinking age.
Well, it was like 18 when I was down there.
Well, like I said, they never checked anybody's ID in Tijuana when we went down back in the 70s. And now occasionally we'd go bar hopping in the other bars.
Mm-hmm.
And the other bars would be a mixture of Americans and Mexicans and stuff like that.
Right.
But if those 3 bars, there was a cover charge to get in. And that cover charge included your first drink. So you had to buy at least a drink. So you couldn't just go in, look around, and walk out.
Right.
You had to pay to get in. So you might as well go in, have your drink, look around, decide whether or not you want to stay. If you decide you don't want to stay, the next bar, you're going to pay a cover charge to get in and do the same thing.
Right.
Now, me and a couple other guys I used to run with, Bill and I can't think of the other guy's name, but we used to go down there and once in a while we bar hop. So you walk in one bar, you'd have a shot of tequila. The next bar you have rum or something, a mixed drink or something. The next bar you'd have a beer, and you just keep doing that all night long. I said, I used to burn the candle at both ends and try to light that middle. Back in those days.
Well, I went to basic training in '88, and then in '89 was when I was going through the electrician school. And Labor Day, I was supposed to graduate the following week after Labor Day, right? And me and my roommates, we decided, hey, let's go down to Tijuana and party up one last time because they knew I was going to graduate the following Friday. I was like, hey, yeah, that sounds like a good time. Let's do it, So Labor Day weekend, you got all the college kids, from all the universities going down there. This is '89. And as you know, the main strip there, Revolution Avenue, was nothing but bars on each side of the street, So you can just basically pick one side and you just go from bar to bar to bar to bar, go to the next block, another bar, and you just all the way to the strip. And
if you got off that main strip, some of those bars are almost strictly Mexicans. You walk in, you get a strange look. At least you did back in the 70s.
And every bar was packed. I mean, it was just, there was just a ton of people in every bar you went to. Well, by the time we got down to the end of that strip, there was a bar down there called the Video Bar. And me and my roommates went in there, and we're feeling pretty good by the time we got down there.
Yeah.
And of course, like all the other bars, they were packed. And I'm like walking around getting drinks, and then I got split up from my roommates.
Oh, that's no good.
I was like, where the fuck are they? The angel on this side was telling me, get your ass back to the border. But the devil was like, fuck it, stay here. We're gonna party. It's your last time in Tijuana.
Should listen to the angel.
Party it up. So that's what I decided to do.
Yeah.
And,
did you get arrested?
Well, the next thing I remember, I'm waking up in the Balboa Hospital.
Okay.
There in San Diego. I have no recollection, no memory or nothing. They said you got to the border, and then when you got to the border, we called the ambulance to come and pick you up because they broke my collarbone, my nose was broke, this finger here was sticking sideways like this, and my clothes were almost ripped completely off. And they stole my fake Gucci watch and my money. They stole my money. Yeah, yeah. So,
I spent the night in a Tijuana jail.
oh shit! I'm
No,
worried about.
my buddy got ripped off, and he started causing trouble, and I was with him, and he was complaining too much, so they decided to put him in jail. And because I was with him, I went to jail with him. Now we didn't get charged. They ended up letting us out after a couple hours.
Oh, well, that's good.
Yeah, but we did. We spent a few hours in a Tijuana jail.
Well, I'm surprised I
But
didn't.
like I said, we didn't have any money, so they ended up just letting us go. But some girl ripped him off, of all his money, and
Well, I'm surprised I didn't get killed because, like I said, I have no memory of that night. When I got back to the dorms, my friends they didn't even really recognize me when I came walking in there because, I had this arm in a sling and this one was in a cast. They're like, "Oh my God, what the hell happened to you?" I'm like, "Where the hell did you guys go, man?" I couldn't even hardly talk because my face was all swollen, because I got bashed in the face, I guess. And my eyes were, I got 2 black eyes, my nose was broken, face and my lip and all that was swollen.
I was lucky at all the fights I got into. I never got beat up that bad.
Yeah, I look like I got ran over by a damn train.
I did get run over by a car.
And that's when I had to go to captain's mast because they had a curfew down there. You were supposed to be out there. You couldn't stay past 8 o'clock at night.
Oh, okay.
Right. So if you were out past that time, then if you came stumbling.
And you got caught. Yeah.
Yeah. The military police were waiting there for you.
Yep.
So, yeah. Damn. That was.
I've never had an 8 o'clock curfew. I've had Cinderella Liberty. You know what Cinderella Liberty is, right? Midnight.
Okay.
Remember the Cinderella? She had to be home by midnight, or everything turned back.
Well, Tijuana at that time it was 8 o'clock, and there was no telling what time I came stumbling across there.
I don't think I ever had a curfew like that in the States, but I've been over in the Philippines back then.
Mm-hmm.
You had to be off the streets by midnight.
Oh wow!
They were under martial law.
Yeah.
So you either had to be back to the ship, or you had to be in a hotel or a house somewhere,
right,
off the streets. Now you could.
I mean that makes sense.
If your yard that you were at was fenced in, you could be in your yard.
Okay.
But it better be fenced in, or just stay in your house. And
I
have been out after midnight in the Philippines, but you had to be real sneaky because they would walk. They walked around with M16s.
Oh shit!
Yeah, that wasn't the military. This is the Filipino government,
right?
So they're the ones enforcing it. And I was there for 3 months, and we were under Cinderella Liberty. You had to be, it wasn't true Cinderella Liberty because you didn't have to be back to the ship,
right?
But you had to be off the streets by midnight.
I mean, that's
the
good.
bars would all close around 11:30.
I mean, nothing good happens after midnight. I don't think,
No, like I said, the bars all closed at 11. I want to say 11:30. It might have been 11, but by 11:30 at least, you had to be out of the bar. I think last call was like 11. You had to be out of the bar by 11:30. And I'll tell you now, they had some great bands in the Philippines. And I'm talking about Filipino bands.
Oh yeah.
There were some great musicians there. Used to go to this one bar called the Green Apple, and they had this one guy. He would do Jimi Hendrix and play the guitar with his teeth. It sounded his music sounded just like Hendrix, And another guy would do.
They sing amazing over there.
Huh?
Yeah, those guys. Yeah, they sing incredible over there, and the women.
Oh yeah. There was another guy that I'm trying to think of his name. Oh God. He wasn't. He would drink. He'd have a couple of beers and drink 2 beers at one time. Oh,
good time, man.
Oh yeah. And then they had the country western. I was in country western music and rock and roll both.
Right.
And they had these guys that. Oh man, they were just and back then. Now the peso was much stronger than what it is today. Of course, the U.S. dollar was a lot weaker than what it is today.
Oh yeah.
But You got about 9 to 10 pesos per dollar.
Hmm.
So a centavo is about a dime.
Right.
And a beer at one of these bars is no more than two pesos.
Shit.
All right. And I'm talking about in the bar with the bands, it was about 2 pesos. As long as you were drinking Filipino. I always drink San Miguel painted label back in those days, which is stronger than American beer. And a lot of people may not know it, but there's 2 different types of San Miguel. You have the painted label, which the label is actually painted on the bottle. And then there's the regular label that you can peel off.
Right.
Huh. We always drink the painted label. They had a drink they called Mojo. Now, maybe it was just in that area, in Subic Bay. But Mojo was a kind of like jungle juice, if you know what I'm saying. And it tasted really good. It didn't taste like it was going to kick your back of your head, but it would. It didn't take very much of it. It didn't take a lot to get drunk on that.
Well, if you ever come out to Davao, my buddy Jamie.
Yeah. Off the cuff with Jamie.
Yeah, off the cuff with Jamie.
Jamie Cohen.
We'll take it to this bar area out there in Davao.
I will visit Davao. I will visit.
Oh,
like I said, I'm going to visit probably every place I just mentioned. Now, whether I'm visiting to decide whether or not I want to live there, or just because I want to see, like I said, Davao's got some great streets. They got the 911 system. Landmass wise, it's the largest city in the Philippines. Landmass,
but
not population.
About 1.8 million, last I heard.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, landmass is very large.
For a square
it's
mile,
more spread out.
Kilometers, yeah.
Now, like I said, I'd like to see Iloilo as well.
Now, we've been to Cebu. We've been to St. Carlos. You know where that's St. Carlos? Heard of Sunshine Shoulders?
Yeah.
We actually met him when we went over there. He actually interviewed me a couple times on his channel.
Okay, I don't follow him, but I know who he is. I've seen a couple of his videos. Like I said, you gotta quit. I'm following more people now than I should be.
Yeah, I have that problem too. I enjoy watching other people's channels, and then I neglect to do anything with mine. I'm like,
but like I said, it's hard to keep up with them.
Oh yeah,
I follow so many, especially when you get your comments, and you got to answer all your comments, and then I'm working 40 hours a week. And
well, that's how I met Jamie. Was I think Calvin had a live stream, and you know how you can make comments like they do here.
Yeah.
And that's how I got the talking to him, was on Calvin's live stream, I think.
I'm trying to think. I think I met Jamie through. I can't remember how I met. I think it was Bobby. I'm trying to think of Bobby's channel's name. Bobby and Jai, they're in Thailand. But I think I met Jamie through them.
Oh, okay. Yeah, he's a good guy, man. You ever get a chance, we'll all get together and have some San Miguel's or something.
Like I said, I will. If all goes well, I will visit Davao. Like I said, I want to visit all those places I mentioned. Now, I may not stay for more than a week or so, but it may take me a couple of years to get to all those places. But
the thing with Jamie, I made him on, I think, Calvin's live stream, and then I discovered he had a YouTube channel.
Yeah,
I watched a couple of his videos, and I didn't really, watch a whole bunch of them. And then I told him that I was going to be going out to. Then we became friends on Facebook, and then when the Philippines opened up in 2022, I flew out there in May, and he's like, "Hey, I'm gonna be out there in May." So when I got out there, met him there in Davao, and I was sitting there thinking, "Damn, I know this guy from somewhere else, not just from Facebook." Then I realized, oh shit, that's Jamie. Off the Cuff Adventure was Jamie.
Yeah. Now he's in the Philippines permanently now, right?
Yeah.
That's what I was thinking. He said. he's on one of my Facebook accounts too.
Yep, he's there permanently. I mean, he's going to be, every 6 months. He said he's got to go back to Canada. He's going to work a little bit and then go back out there to Davao. But I guess you got to do that every 6 months. He has to return so he can keep getting kind of like our Social Security, like we get here in the States.
Yeah.
He has to go back every 6 months in order to keep getting,
Well, he probably has to do that until he's a certain age.
Yeah, I'm not for sure.
But so he's semi-retired, is what you're telling me.
Right. But yeah, he's a super cool guy.
Like I said, that's why I could probably go within next year if I really wanted to. Because like I said, I'll have all my bills. Hey, Manlin, how you doing, Manlin? I'll have all my bills paid off this year, besides my car. That'll be the only bill I got left.
All right.
So I could save up for a few months and actually probably be able to pull it off. But that doesn't give me much leeway for anything else. I'd be able to survive on what I got coming in from my Social Security in the right area. But what happens if something goes wrong? What happens if, for some, God forbid, some reason I have to come back to the States? That's why I want to go at least 2 more years, so I have money for those contingencies. Because like I said, I'll be able to live off my Social Security, and I'm glad to hear that, Madeline. And I'll be able to save some money with that as well. I plan on my budget not include. I don't plan on my budget. Some people say your budget is all you have coming in. All right. I don't look at it that way. I look at it, what am I going to spend? That's my budget. And then what's over that I got coming in is what I save. And I'm talking about my monthly budget. So what I save can go towards maybe a trip every 2 or 3 months, medical bills, that kind of thing. I want to live on like $1,200 to $1,300, maybe $1,400 a month.
Right.
It depends on where I'm at. That's very doable, especially for a single man. I'm not looking for a fancy house. I really don't want one. I've been an apartment dweller all my adult life. So I plan on either apartment or condo, whatever you want to call it.
Right.
Don't plan on buying at my age. It just doesn't make sense. I am thinking seriously about the SRRV for the military.
Yeah.
If I decide I want to stay, that's what the route I'll go.
Yeah, that's what I'm going to do.
Either get permanent visas or get that blank out every so often, and stay gone a little longer.
Right.
So.
Yeah, that's what I plan on doing too. Is get that.
You're going to go 13A, aren't you? Or you're going to go SRRV military?
I hope. I mean, I heard it's for for veterans. I mean, it doesn't matter.
You can go either one because you're married. You can go to 13A.
Well, we're not married.
Oh, I thought you guys were married. Well, then go to
SRRV. We are, but no.
Go to the SSRV then. Do that.
Oh yeah.
And the thing that the SRRV has over the 13A, God forbid something happens that if you're married, something happens to her. Hey, off the cuff, how you doing, Jamie? Come on up.
Yeah, come on up, man.
Come on up, Jamie. But the thing about the 13A is if anything happens to her, or you two would get divorced, God forbid,
right?
They can have you kicked out because that's no longer valid. If she passes away, you have so long to go, unless you have kids. Then you can stay till the kids grow, I believe. But hey girlie, how you doing? But if you go to the SRRV military, then that's yours, and no matter what happens, you can stay as long as you want.
All right.
And I'm not going to get in a long distance relationship. There's a couple of reasons for that. One of the reasons is I don't know when I'm going, for sure. I would never want to get in a relationship without an end date where I'm going to be there by this date.
Oh, yeah. Right.
All right. Another thing that a reason I don't want to get in a long distance relationship is I don't want to get in a relationship with some woman that I don't know and then be tied to going to where she lives.
True.
You know, I want to find where I'm comfortable living. Then I'll look for a relationship after I do that, or after I get there. But I can tell everybody this right now. I'm not a Providence boy. I'm not going to live in the Providence. That's not me. Now, unless that province is only like 10 minutes from the city.
Right.
I want to be close to the city. It doesn't have to be in the city. I want to be close. So being out a half hour to an hour away, that's too far away from me.
You mean you don't want to raise a bunch of pigs and chickens and goats and all that?
No, I'm a city boy, born and bred. Now my daddy was a country boy and he didn't like it, so he moved to the city.
To the crows crowing every morning.
I don't actually. That probably wouldn't bother me. I'd probably get used to that. It's just you got to remember, I'm quite a bit older than you. All right, not quite old enough to be your daddy, but damn near. I'm 70, man.
I'm
like I said, I'm not quite old enough, but damn near. But anyway, I want to be close to good hospitals, and you don't have that in the province.
Right.
And so all the places I will look to live in will have a decent hospital. All right, it's that simple. I'm not saying it has to be world class.
Right. Yeah, I mean,
it's got to be upper class for the Philippines.
I mean, probably the number one hospital would
probably St. Luke in Manila.
There you go, Manila.
Yep. But I'm not living in Manila, so
yeah, that's the downside of it.
That's right. But Cebu's got some good hospitals. Dumaguete's got Silliman, and they got Ace Hospital. I know Iloilo's supposed to have a decent hospital. Ormoc's got a decent one. The better one's actually in Tacloban. Mm-hmm. And they also got the I think the embassy for the U.S. They got a U.S. Embassy or something where you can renew your passport and stuff in Tacloban.
Mm-hmm.
So that's another plus for it.
Right.
And these are the things you got to look at. How much do you really want to travel to do certain things? I mean, I don't mind traveling, but do I want to travel to do something that I got to do every couple of months?
True.
Or like Dumaguete's got a place right there that you can renew. There again, I probably would live outside of Dumaguete, but not too far out. So yeah, like I said, it all depends. Like I said, I want to start in Cebu. I want to find a place I'm comfortable at in Cebu, and I might sign a year lease there. So that will give me time to go to other places and check them out if I'm not happy. But give me a home base. I can go back there,
right,
and check these other places out. And then at the end of that year, if I found a place that, all right, I kind of like it, we'll go check it out, and we'll check these other places out if I don't like that as well.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
That's why I said that's why I got to work a couple of years so I can afford to do this.
Yeah, check out
because like I said, you got to have the money to move.
Right.
So, hey, Percy, how you doing? Thank you for coming. And hey, we got Off the Cuff coming up. Let me get to it. Hey, Jamie, how you doing, man?
Not bad, buddy. I'm working on it here.
That's all right. We got you. Good to have you come up.
For some reason, the camera isn't working.
That's all right. Your voice is working, so that's good enough. Maybe I ought to turn my camera off so you don't have to look at my ugly mug. Like I told Danny earlier, I got the face for radio, buddy.
What are you guys up to?
I every Saturday night here in the States and Sunday morning in the Philippines, I do a live stream because it's something I enjoy doing. I really don't I haven't been to a bar in over a year. The last time I was in a bar, I had one drink and I was staying at the hotel the bar was at. I really don't drink much at all anymore. I don't drink and drive. I hadn't done that since '99. So if a bar is not close enough to me to walk to and walk home from, I don't go to them. There's no bar that close to where I live. So I either, like I said, I'm either staying at the hotel or I'm staying at a friend's house if I'm drinking, or I'm at home drinking. And I don't drink by myself. So I live by myself, so I don't drink much.
Oh, that's good.
Well, I told
Well,
Larry,
I used to drink by myself too.
I told Larry if he comes to visit us there in Davao, we're going to take him to that bar that we went to.
Which one? Oh, an
The
MTS.
last one we went to.
Yeah, that's a good spot, eh?
Oh yeah, that was awesome.
Hopefully they got painted labels, San Miguel painted label. I haven't had one of those in a long time.
Oh, I'm sure we could find it there somewhere. We were
Plenty
getting into the Corona when we were there.
I could drink Corona, but if I'm in the Philippines, I gotta have a San Miguel painted label.
Yeah.
Just because I haven't had one. The last time I had a
keep
San
Danny
Miguel,
under control, Larry.
I'll keep it under control.
I'm just
I'll take
joking.
3 steps forward and 2 back.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'll sell with half sales. Come on. We'll lower my sales to halfway just so I don't get blown over too bad.
I hear you. You got a pretty fancy mic there, Larry.
Well, I like it. I had a cheaper one, but it went bad on me, so I bought this one. This is my entertainment. Like I said, I don't drink. I rarely go out to a restaurant and eat. I do occasionally, but not much. I haven't been to a movie in quite some time. So this is my entertainment. So that's what I spend my money on. I spend less money on this than I would the bars and the restaurants and the movie theater. So
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that, buddy.
like I said, it just right now I'm not dating. I'm not looking to date because I don't want some woman telling me, "Well, I'm not going to the Philippines." Well, then you and I aren't going to be together. So why even bother starting?
yeah.
Because
Yeah, that's
let's
right.
be honest about it. Most women my age have kids and grandkids, and they don't want to leave them, which is fine.
Yeah.
I understand that, but I don't have kids. I don't have grandkids,
Yeah.
and I'm not staying for somebody else's.
Yeah, I don't blame you. You're free. You can go.
Yeah. Like I said, I'm waiting on I can't leave till my mom's 98 and she's got dementia, so I can't just go.
Right.
And like I was telling Danny, I got to work a couple years so I have the money, not just to go over. I can do that within 6 months after I get my bills paid off, and they'll be paid off this year. But I got to have the money to go over and set myself up and be ready to move if I need to somewhere else, because I'm going to land in Cebu first. And let's say I decide I don't like it. I may not like Cebu. It may be too large for me.
Yeah,
Too crowded.
but it'd be better than Manila.
Oh yeah, I'm not. I already know I'm not living in Manila. I'll visit Manila, but there's no way I'm living there. And it will not be BGC or Makati either.
Yeah.
Kuzan
Well, I'll tell you.
or someplace else maybe, but.
Yeah, well, if you're living in Davao and hanging out with us, we'll drive you to drink.
Well, damn! I don't know if I like that. I'd rather have a drive me to drink.
You'll think you're back in the Navy again when you get around us.
I need a good woman to drive me to drink. So I can drive her nuts.
Yeah, I'm just joking with you.
Oh no! Like I said, I have nothing against having a drink now and then. It just I don't like drinking by myself. I used to when I was younger. I used to on Saturday mornings when I was living with those 2 cooks. I'd get up on Saturday morning, and within a couple hours, I'd have an empty 6-pack sitting beside my chair watching cartoons.
Oh, yeah.
And that was a normal Saturday. And back then, I used to have a 68 Chevelle Super Sport convertible.
Nice.
Now, this was in 74, so.
What engine?
No, 75. It was a 396, 3-speed turbo hydro
396.
automatic on the floor.
Wow.
And black leather seats with the black top, yellow body.
Nice.
Oh, yeah, it was. The thing only knew getting shit and get. That was it. Shit, getting gas stations. But back then, gas was only like 50 cents a gallon, so it wasn't too bad. But
Yeah, I'm going to go out and come back in and see if I can get this.
well, it took me a while to get
You gotta get the camera going here.
my speaker to work. My earplug. It took me a long time to get that working. And then when I got it working, my mic somehow got muted. And so I had to unmute it. That was simple. Just, it's muted. Just unmute. But
I had some technical difficulty for a while too, Jamie. I thought I had schizophrenia there for a minute. I was hearing voices from all over the place.
Yeah. But now I used to. There's another guy talking about DeVal. I've met on other channels. He goes by DeVal Don, and I'm not sure that's where he's going to end up at night. But he liked DeVal, so he went by. That was his name, DeVal Don. He lives down around New Jersey, New York area, somewhere down there. And he's been to DeVal a few times, but he doesn't do any live streams or anything like that. But he's been on some live streams I've been at. He used to be on, like I said, I don't know if you ever knew Chris and Sabu or not, but okay. Now let's see how. All right, let me remove this one.
All right.
There you go.
Hey. We can't hear you, though. I can't hear you.
Yeah, I'm having trouble hearing that you're muted. Now try it. No, when you can't hear you.
Yeah, we can't hear you.
No.
We can see you just fine, but not hear you. Have you got the mic on?
It looks like his mic's on. It doesn't say it's muted.
Huh?
Make sure you got your mic turned up. It might be turned down. But nope, still can't hear you. Make sure you turn your mic up. It may be down too low. Or make sure it's connected. Because my mic wasn't connected before. I had to reconnect my mic. Go into your settings and make sure your mic's connected.
Still can't hear you, buddy. Looking good, though.
You can hear us. You're looking good, but we can't hear you. Try resetting your mic. Go in there and see if you can reset it on your settings.
Yeah, I'm not very tech savvy. Well, now I can't hear. You're frozen up, Larry.
Am I frozen? I'm not on my end.
Oh, I heard you there for a second.
Can't hear you, Jamie.
I thought I heard him there for a second. Can you hear us all right?
Can't hear you, Jamie.
Yeah, the first time I met Jamie was back in May 2022. He's trying.
Yeah, I brought up the other one just to see if I could hear him on the other one because we could earlier.
Right.
But it's not there.
Yeah, we can see you. We just can't hear you, buddy. Yeah, that's bizarre. I don't understand that.
I don't either.
Huh.
Trying to see if I can figure out if there's anything I can do.
Right. No, I think it's probably on his end. Yeah, the first time we met was out there in Davao, and we met up at the G Mall or Gasana Mall, I guess it's called, and we had some coffee and some donuts there at the Baskin Robbins. I think it was Baskin Robbins.
Yeah.
No, wait a minute. Is it Baskin Robbins? Yeah, I think it was Baskin Robbins.
Like I said, there's a few of you guys I'm gonna have to meet up when I get a chance with Dan and Minnie. And then Sammy. I don't know if you know who Sammy is. I'd like to meet up with Sammy and Robert. So, like I said, if I go to Dumagetti, there's a few people I can meet there.
All right.
Sammy goes into Dumagetti once in a while, so I can meet him there. There's a couple of vloggers that are in.
How about now? You hear me
Yeah,
now?
we can hear you now.
Okay, good. I just went out and came back in again.
Yeah, I noticed that, but you tried that before and it didn't work.
Yeah, that's strange.
But like I said, so there's you guys to meet in Davao. There's not too many people I follow that's in Cebu anymore. But
Yeah.
that's all right. I mean, there's a couple guys I used to follow that are there, so I could look them up maybe.
Right.
But now the guy I used to follow in Iloilo, like I said, he quit vlogging and moved out of Iloilo.
Mhm.
He's still on the same island, but he lives farther out now, him and his wife.
Hmm.
But those are places I want to check out. Like I said, Cavite area, if you know Steve from the Expat Info channel.
Cavite, yeah. Steve is a
yeah.
good guy.
Yeah, I would like to meet up with them sometime. And they had that once a month meetup usually. So that'd be
Oh, yeah.
something to go to, and you can meet him and it's Richard, but it's Senfix or something like that. One of his monitors.
Mhm.
Oh, yeah.
So meet up with him. I follow him a little bit. He doesn't post a lot, but he does post a little bit. And so that would be interesting. And there's some bloggers in the Manila area I wouldn't mind meeting up with. But like I
How
said,
many
I have
million
noticed
viewers we got?
only 5, but that's all right.
5 million.
Come in and out. They come in and out. They really do. They come in and out. I've had we had 8 earlier.
Oh, yeah.
And like I said, when they close up, there may be 40 or 50 people that have been in here for a little bit of time. They come and go. And so I know I've had more than 8 that came in at one time. But how many? Because a lot of times people don't say anything.
Right.
Not everybody
Yeah.
comments. And so,
Some people just like to listen.
yeah, they like to listen and see what's going on. And if they
Yeah,
got,
they're just working, eh?
like I said, we had Jerry,
I do it too.
South Texas home was here earlier. He's gone to bed. Had Big Mac Daddy, Edward D. Beck. He was in. He's gone. Elvie was here. ABCM channel was here. If you look on the screen, I got Pamela Espida, Madeline Figueron. I'm not. Girly Cena.
Yeah,
Percy Santos, Yana, Sai, Aaron Sai, something like that. Yana, YHEN, she was in earlier. A lot of them come in for a little while. You got to remember, it's Sunday morning over there. A lot of them have
Yes.
left to go to church.
Yeah, we just got back from church, actually.
Yeah. Like I said, well, some of them were here. They had a 10 o'clock church start.
Oh, yeah.
So, they left to go to church. Some were probably at church and will come in later if I stay long enough.
Yeah, we went at 8 o'clock.
Yeah.
Well, Larry, once you get over there in the Philippines, you'll have a lot bigger audience, especially from people that
Want to go.
yeah,
Yeah, that's true.
yeah, your audience will get a lot bigger because it seems like
It'll change somewhat too, though.
true.
Like like I said, I'm a small channel. I don't even have 1,000 followers. Last time I looked, it was 871. Yesterday was 872. So it comes and goes. And
I mean, it's
but
growing.
like I said, I do this not to make money. I really don't. I do it to have fun. This is my entertainment.
Yeah,
I
same
have
as me. If I was doing it to make money, I'd be starving to death, Larry.
You be doing what?
Here you
I'd be starving to death.
go. Same here.
Oh yeah,
I'd be losing money.
it's all good, buddy. It's all good.
Jamie would be selling coconuts on the street. You know.
Yes, I'd be selling the cucumbers I
Peanuts.
got growing down here. You want to see them?
Yeah. Jerry shows his roosters. There you go.
Yeah, I was going to ask if you were up on the second floor.
Yeah, I am. Yeah, just a cat down there.
See it?
Hey,
Jerry, I call South Texas home. He raises chickens for the eggs, and they give some away because he gets usually more eggs than he wants.
Uh-huh.
But he has cats. Most of the cats belong to his relatives, our next door neighbors, and they're always running around with the chickens and stuff. So if he's outside, he shows that.
oh yeah, nice.
He'll come on once in a while and show that.
This is the first time I've used StreamYard.
Really?
Yeah.
Yes.
Well,
I
I
had
can
it
have up
downloaded.
to about 9 or 10 people on here.
Yeah.
And now, if you use the free version, you can only have 6.
Okay.
But,
That's good enough. Anyway.
Yeah, you can. But if a person's using the free version, it's usually got the StreamYard symbol here instead of the person's picture.
Oh yes.
You can put it somewhere else, but I because I pay for it, I put my picture up there.
Oh,
I can
okay,
put
got
something
that.
else, but I just put my picture.
Oh yeah.
I don't know if you've seen my hat or not.
Yeah, I noticed it right away.
I bought. They have. I did a video on it. They have a small festival here in Albany, a Filipino festival, but it's only one day, which
Oh yeah.
depresses
See
me
mine?
because I would have loved to gone 2 days.
See my
And,
hat?
Yeah,
Shit show. What?
supervisor.
Supervisor.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah.
I would say super shit show superstar.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I really enjoyed the festival. I had the Olympia, and I had a ubi cake with flan topping. Oh God, that was good. And then I had one of their Kamasu or Calamus, whatever it is. Starts with the
Calamansi?
seeds. Huh? Calamansi.
Yeah.
That juice, I had that juice. It was really good. Naturally,
Yeah, it
I added
is.
sweet, but you do the same thing with lemonade, the sugar in it. But it was really good. Now, on one of my live streams, the day of the Filipino festival, I ate my ubi cake on stream because I never had it. I
Okay.
said, I'm going to have it. I had banana Q too. I forgot I had the banana Q.
Yeah, we had
The
that
first time
last
I ever
night,
had that.
cake.
Now I've had lumpia before, but never had the banana Q or the ubi cake. And
Okay.
I'll be honest with you, the ubi cake was better than a banana Q. And I feel part of that is the banana Q was cold.
Oh yeah.
It wasn't hot off the barbecue.
Gotta have a
I like the leche flan.
Huh?
Leche flan.
The flan?
That's beautiful. Yeah.
Well, I do. Like I said, I had the ubi cake with flan or flan topping,
Oh, okay. Nice.
and it
Must
was
have been
good. It was.
bet.
If I'd known how good that was, I'd have bought 2 or 3 pieces of that instead of one.
Yeah, well, if you weren't sweet before, you were after that, Larry.
Ever tried hollow hollow?
Yeah. No, I've never had hollow
I
hollow,
don't think
Oh
so.
my lord.
but
Good.
Hollow hollow? You never had it, Jamie?
now when I was back
No, I
home in
never
Terre
tried it.
Haute, when I was back home visiting my mom and my sisters, my favorite coffee shop, Little Bear Company, was had a ubi cheesecake,
Mm.
and it was good.
Oh yeah.
I had that twice, but that was a little too sweet. But I had it twice, and I was bad the whole time I was home. I didn't eat proper the whole time I was home. I'm basically diabetic or pre-diabetic. I don't have to take insulin, but I have to take medication. And hey Rona, how you doing? Rona, I say his her.
Hi, Rona.
And so anyway, like I said, I ate sweets and drank regular Coke instead of Diet or Coke Zero. I haven't had a soda since I've been back home, back in my
Oh, that's
place.
good.
Yeah, I'm trying to give up. This is peppermint tea.
That's one thing that's going to be a challenge for me once I'm out living out there permanently. Is
Oh,
dang, I eat whatever the hell I want when I go out there on vacation, but once I'm there permanently, man, I got to change. I got to turn things around because
Oh yeah,
well,
I hear you, Danny. The Coke, like I can have a liter a day, then I'm having chocolate, and that
Oh.
takes man out of control, man.
well, that's the reason why I'm trying to quit the Coke. I drink Coke Zero. All right.
Yeah,
They say 0 carbohydrates, 0 calories. But it's still got to be something's got to make it sweet. So how good is it for you?
all right,
So I'm trying to kick the habit. And I was drinking more than a 6-pack. I was drinking 1 or 2 Cokes a day. So I was drinking a couple 6-packs a week at home. And that's, so it's like I got to kick that. I got to kick that habit.
yeah.
Especially if I'm going to end up drinking beer again. I don't plan on
You're
drinking
hanging out
much
with us,
beer.
you're going to be having beers.
I'll have a beer once in a while. I don't plan on drinking like I used to, though.
Hey, Danny.
But
yeah.
see,
We'll have you singing, Larry. Don't you worry.
Oh yeah, you'll be after
you're having me singing. I'm 7 sheets to the wind.
Yeah,
if you have
guaranteed.
those Sam McGill with painted labels or whatever you talk about.
Painted label.
Yeah,
He's doing karaoke.
yeah.
Like I said, I'll be 7 sheets to the wind. That's the way I'll sound, too.
Yeah, you'll be thinking you're back in the Navy again.
Yeah. I'll be back in 1 second, guys.
All right. We'll be here. But hopefully not thinking that, because then I'll think I'm young.
I don't drink when I'm here. I mean, I got alcohol in the fridge. It's been in there since 2018. I just don't.
I got a bottle of wine in my refrigerator I got for Christmas, unopened.
Yeah, I got a bottle of wine. It's been since 2018 when I first moved in this duplex.
I just got this last Christmas, unopened. Like I said, I don't like to drink by myself.
I don't either. I mean, I used to, but then
I did too. I told you on Saturdays when I was in the Navy,
yeah.
if I was living off the ship, I'd have at least a 6-pack by 10 o'clock sitting beside me, watching cartoons.
Well,
And believe me, I hadn't been up in maybe an hour or two by that time.
I think the Navy had a way of doing that.
My older brother never did drink, even in the Navy. He did not drink.
Well, that's
And
that's
I used-
that's
he
like
didn't drink. He didn't smoke.
he never cussed me.
Like I said, he didn't smoke. Now I smoked a pack a day or more for about 47 years. For about 27 years, around 27 years, a pack a day or more.
Wow.
And it's only been about 25 and not quite 25 and a half years since I quit.
Well, that's good.
September 3rd will be 25 and a half years since I quit smoking.
Your lungs are thanking you for that.
Well, I know they are because I know when I got a cold before when I was smoking, you start coughing and man, your chest and it just hurt. Now I almost never have. I mean, I'll get the cough, but it never hurts as bad as it did when I was smoking.
Oh yeah.
Towards the end. So yeah, it's a whole lot better. And so yeah, I'm glad I quit. But it was the toughest thing I ever did was quit smoking. I mean, I dreamt about cigarettes for a year.
Wow.
I'd wake up the next day. Did I smoke yesterday? Oh no, that was just a dream.
Oh wow.
I didn't go anywhere, so no, I didn't smoke. And how I always tried to quit before was, you go, I finish this pack and I want to quit smoking, or whatever. It'd always be after this, or I'd have dreams about, well, you quit, well, you're buying a pack, well, I'll smoke this pack and I'll quit, and that would be in the dream.
Right.
And what happened was I tried to quit on March 1st of 99. And I bummed a cigarette from somebody on the 3rd of March. And so I light the thing up and I take a couple hits off of it. I stopped and I look at the cigarette. I said, either you quit now or you got to buy a pack of cigarettes when you get off work.
All right.
I tore it up. Did not even take another hit. I just tore the cigarette up. Hadn't had a cigarette since.
It's all right.
Yeah. So like I said, it'll be 25 and a half years,
I
September
gotta hand
3rd.
it to you.
Oh, but like I was telling Danny, I dreamt about cigarettes for a year afterwards, if not longer.
Did you? Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. It's
I was
tough.
drink-
I gotta quit too.
Yeah, it was the toughest thing I ever did, but because I don't know how many times I tried quitting before, and I tried with the patch, and I tried cold turkey, and I'd quit maybe for a week or two, and then I'd go right back to smoking, and I don't know how long I'd been off the cigarettes for a while, and this one guy I knew him and his wife both. They were both engineers where I worked at, and they had a kid, and he offered me a cigar. You know how it is. And I turned him down. I said, I can't. I said, I quit smoking. If I smoke that cigar, I'm afraid I'll go right back to cigarettes.
Yeah,
And
that's right.
he goes, I understand. And he puts the cigar away. It wasn't I didn't want to celebrate his kid. It's just, you know, I'm an ex-smoker and I can't play around. Because I knew one guy, he quit for 5 years. He was at a party. And he thought, I could have a cigarette. He bummed a cigarette from his kid. And then a few days later, he bummed up another one, and within no time at all, he's back to smoking. I knew another guy who quit for over 15 years and went back to smoking. His wife was a smoker too, but he went back to smoking a pack a day. He said it didn't take any time at all. After 15 years, it still took no time at all to get back to a pack a day.
Oh yeah, I bet
And,
it did. Yeah.
It's just like, so you can't have to me, you just can't have a cigarette because that addiction is there. You know?
Oh yes. Yeah.
And
Definitely.
I don't think it'll ever go away.
No.
And so it's just like, no pipes, no cigars, no cigarettes, nothing.
Yeah.
I mean, pot's legal. I'm not smoking pot. Just
Yeah.
not doing it. If I wanted to do pot, it'd be the candy or the gummies.
Yeah, I
It
hear
would
you.
not be the smoking kind. Because I'm
Yeah,
afraid
yeah.
that would lead right back to cigarettes.
All right.
Now, I'm
Yeah,
not going to do the
probably
gummies or anything either, but I'm just saying if I was going to get high, it would not be by smoking it. Not going to happen.
Yeah,
I'm not
yeah.
smoking anything again.
Yeah, I don't blame you. Listen, guys, I got to run. Thanks for having me on, Larry.
Hey, Jamie, anytime, buddy. Like I said, I'm on
Yeah.
every Saturday. So
Okay.
unless something happens, I'm on every
Saturday
Saturday.
night.
Saturday night here, Sunday morning there.
Yeah, that's
It'll
right.
be 8 o'clock. I start at 8 o'clock Sunday morning there. No matter
Yeah.
if there's a time change here or not, I try to keep the time there the same.
Right on. Okay,
So,
very good. And it's nice to fool around with the StreamYard a bit.
Yeah. Well, like I said, you can upload it for free. Now, before you go, type in LLL, and my Nightbot will drop your channel.
All right, hang on a second here. Where do I do that?
Capital letters.
Just
Oh, I
type
got
in.
it.
Just type in 3L.
Capitals or small, don't matter.
Doesn't matter. You can do a combination. It doesn't matter. Just 3Ls.
Like that.
Okay, here we go.
Yep. Now you wait a moment or so, and it'll pop up and give your channel information.
Well, that's good.
Sometimes it takes longer than it should, the bloody thing, but it will do it. And Danny did. There it goes.
Ah, all right.
So Jamie, you do your 3Ls. You can do the small ones.
And then when you wake up tomorrow, Jamie, you'll have 20 million subscribers.
Yes, of course. Hey,
But like I said, it makes it easy. I give everybody a blue jacket anyway, so if they want to do it on their own, they can. But all you got to do is type in 3Ls. And that stands for Lazy Larry Lee. My channel initials. And
did it come up?
yeah,
No.
I'll use my other channel. So like I said, it doesn't matter if it's capital or
For
small
some
or a
reason
combination thereof.
For some reason, it's not connecting to my YouTube account.
Do you don't want to use? You want to use where you're at. You know, don't you have the chat on the side there?
Yeah.
Just type into
I
the
tried
chat
that.
the 3Ls.
Yeah, I tried that. try again.
Yeah, I haven't seen it pop up for you, Jamie.
Uh-uh.
Yeah, that's weird.
Now, people please don't describe the Larry channel. I don't put stuff on there really. It's my ninja channel. It's got a, hey, Robert, how you doing, man? Are you in Mindanao now? You're back in Florida.
It's not coming up. Anyways, I'll figure that out, Larry.
Well,
Anyways, guys,
take care,
have a
man.
good night.
Good having you,
keep your
Jamie.
thanks. Keep your sticks on the ice, eh?
Yeah. Robert's in Florida now.
See you later, guys.
All right,
Yeah.
take care.
I keep my
Bye-bye.
6 off the ice. No.
Well, I'll try to keep my face off the ice. That'd be my problem.
But well, yeah, I put my face in the ice once playing ice football. Supposed to be tagged, but well, I wasn't wearing cleats or skates, and I took a nice bite out of the ice. I was in Iowa. My cousins used to live in Iowa, like I said, and
All right.
the lakes would freeze. The lakes and ponds would freeze over that you could drive a tractor out, clean the snow off, and then play football. But usually, either you're wearing spikes or you were wearing skates. And I was just visiting. Nobody had. I couldn't ice skate to save my life. Nobody had cleats big enough for my feet. I got a very wide foot, so I was just playing in regular shoes. But yeah, it was fun. So how you doing, Robert? If you want, come on up. We've been talking. That's all we've been doing. We've been going for a while now. Almost 3. I've been going for almost 3 hours.
Good Lord.
Like I said, this is my entertainment.
You got the gift of gab.
Oh yeah. Well, I don't know if you knew Leonard Lund or not. He's passed away, but Leonard Lund was a really good guy, and he used to come up a lot. And Leonard and I would do 3 hours would be a short video live stream. We'd go 3 to 6 hours, and a lot of times somebody else would come in, but Leonard and I we could carry a live stream just talking back and forth for 3, 4, 5 hours, no problem. And that's why I went to paying, because you're only allowed on the free. You can only do I think it's like 20 hours. Welcome back, Elvie. You can only do like 20 hours a month.
What do they charge each month for the?
I don't know. I pay by the year. I don't pay attention.
Okay.
But you're pretty much unlimited, and instead of just 6 guests counting yourself at one time, you could have, I think, 9 or 10 guests.
Okay.
Plus, counting yourself.
That's one thing I haven't ventured out on yet. I've never done a live stream. I told myself when I was out here last time, when I was out last month, I was going to do a live stream if Jamie came down and
I'm going to say, when you're in the Philippines, it's probably a good time to do a live stream, because a lot of your followers are in the States, aren't they?
Right. Yeah, most of them are in the U.S.
Yeah, so they'd probably be more interested. It's like you said, especially if you have Jamie there with you on his own.
Right. That's why I was saying, once you get out there and you start doing live streams, you're going to get a bigger audience, because people that are,
Now, Elvie's one of my big
watch you and see you in the Philippines.
Like I said, Elvie's one of my big backers. Her and ABCM and a couple others.
See, if I did,
she's always pushing my videos. When I hit 70 for my 70th birthday, I did a giveaway, and Elvie ran it for me.
Nice.
And
we
giving away pesos.
Nice.
She ran it, and I donated the money to her, and she gave it to the people when they needed it, when they want it, not when they needed it, when they want it. And I told her, when I get 1,000, I actually stay over 1,000 because, like I said, I go up and down a little bit. I'll probably do that again, just to celebrate being at 1,000. I don't plan on getting myself monetized. It's just too much work.
They lowered the criteria.
Oh yeah, I could probably get monetized now, but the big monetize is 1,000 with however number of hours. You don't get as much at the lower end, which
Right.
I'm not interested, like I said, in getting monetized. Working 40 hours a week, I really don't want to deal with it.
Oh, yeah.
To me, it's just not worth the hassle.
Uh-huh.
Maybe when I get in the Philippines and I decide I want to do this more, because right now I don't want to do it more than I'm doing, because I'm working 40 hours a week. I mean, I put up 3 videos and 2 shorts this week, but only because I went to the Buddhist temple monastery
Right.
here off the Taconic Highway.
Mhm.
I went there, so I took a bunch of, like I said, 3 videos and 2 shorts.
Right.
But usually I put up 1 or 2 videos or shorts plus my live stream, and that's it. Now, there's been some weeks I don't put up anything but the live stream.
Right.
That's rare, but that does happen. And like I said, I'm not pushing to grow my channel. Like I said, to me, the live stream is the best part for me.
Yeah, the hardest part is to get them damn watch hours.
Yeah.
You gotta, to get the maximum, you gotta have 4,000 watch hours.
That's a year.
And it's a rotating, 365. So
Yeah, but that's a year. Like I said, that's a year.
yeah.
Mine shows me by the month or 28
Well, now,
days.
as of 365 days ago today, I have 1,221 public watch hours. But there was a time when I was up in the 3,000s. But yeah, I don't know. It's hard, man. And it seems like most people want to watch my channel when I'm in the Philippines, as opposed to here.
Well, like you said, though, that's when the content, being the people are here, is the most interesting.
Right.
Now, for the Philippines, you got to do content like I do, show the stuff that's going on around here.
Yeah, when I post videos now, it's mostly their vacation videos now. So
now, Robert says YouTube is a job if you wanted to make money. You're right, Robert. I'm not out to make money. I'm out for entertainment. Elvie makes, a lot of them make money. Now, how much money they make depends on how big the channel is and all that happy stuff. The bigger the channel, the more money you'll make.
Right.
And the more people watch your content,
right,
the more money you make. I believe I get plenty of views. It's the watch hours and the amount of the 1,000 subscribers. Now, I think it's only 500 now.
Right.
But you're very low in on the amount of money you can make.
Right.
But like I said, I'm not interested in the money. I know that sounds kind of intuitive when you look at me, because I'm 70 years old and still working full time. But I'm not doing YouTube for money. I'm doing YouTube for fun.
Right.
And I don't, because when I retire, I don't want to work. I mean, as long as I'm enjoying this,
right,
which I think I'll be able to maintain what I'm doing and still enjoy it in the Philippines.
Right.
My channel may grow because I'll be in the Philippines.
Right.
But it's going to be going somewhere that I want to see. I'm not going to go, I got to put out content today. I'm not that way.
Yeah,
I'm not going to be that way. I don't want to make a job out of it. I want to make it my entertainment.
True. Yeah, you don't want it to be a trend.
Well, there's people that do it for a job, and they're looking. They got to get content out every. Well, you look at the P. It's a job to her.
Right.
I mean, she only puts out a couple of videos a week.
Right.
But she puts in a lot of work before she does each video.
Right.
A lot of writing and rewriting and
editing and
I don't edit my stuff. I don't. What you see is what I videoed. I don't do any. I edited 2 videos. Of all the videos I ever done, I edited 2 of them. I made a short of it. One I made I did it long, and then I made a short.
Right.
And the other one, I was filming like this, and then it started going like this for some reason. Although I was filming this way,
right,
still the whole time, but so the picture was looking off. and I figured out how to get that flipped back the way it was supposed to be.
All right. Yeah, there's a way to do that.
And then I reposted it. And so that's the only 2 videos I ever edited. Let's say I'm doing a talking head. All right. You know what a talking head is?
Yeah.
That's where you just sit down and talk.
I mean, I actually enjoy, adding. I love adding music and stuff like that to my videos.
I don't do any of that.
It makes it more interesting for me, but
everybody's got their own thing. Hey, I'm with you, Robert. I miss Chris and Sabu too. He was a lot of fun to watch.
But the problem is, when I add music anymore, YouTube gives me a copyright strike.
Now, you got to make sure the music you're adding is not. You find out what YouTube says is free music, and you use that only. Or I think you can use so much of it without, like on your shorts, if you use just a little bit snippet of it,
Right.
you're all right on that. But you can't use so much of it.
Right.
And but I don't. I've had where there was wasn't a strike, but it was a thing like, all right, hey, look, if you make any money on this, these people are going to get the money.
Yeah, that's what they do.
Yeah,
that's what they
but
do.
It wasn't like, well, you can't do that, or you're going to next time you do that. I've never been threatened to have my channel shut down.
No, I haven't either. But the problem is, I use CapCut, which is a editing.
Yeah, I have CapCut.
And if it used to be when you use the music from their selection, you could post it on YouTube, and there was no problem. They didn't demonetize it or nothing.
Yeah.
But now every time I use their damn music, it's a copyright strike now. I'm like, what the hell changed? I don't get it. It makes me kind of pisses me off because I sit there and I spend all this time, trying to make my videos a little bit more interesting, and then I get the copyright strike, and then I feel like I did it all for nothing.
Yeah. Robert, I'm not worried about libel because I'm not going to talk bad about anybody.
I mean, I enjoy the editing and all that. It's just I don't want to sit there and put all that stuff in there.
Well, like I said, my editing is when I film it. Like I said, when I do a talking head, if I don't like the way something went, I just redo the whole thing.
Right. Now I've done that too.
But like I said, I told you the only 2 times I edited anything. I took a regular video, cut it down to a short. That's when I was coming back from Terre Haute. Was that last year or the year before? And the weather was bad, and the front end of my car was completely covered with slush, and and I showed that and showed how, and talked about how that could really cut down on your vision. Now it was during the day, so it didn't hurt me. But I was talking about how at night, if I didn't clean that off, that would limit the people being able to see me, how far they could see me from, and how well I could see the road to avoid any obstacles in the road. And so I did that as a kind of like you might like snow, but you got to watch out for this,
Right.
And because it wasn't that much snow on the ground, but it was snowing and slushy, like rainy snow like thing.
Right.
And just covered the whole front end, especially the lights and stuff. And
I'll be right back, Larry.
All right. Yeah, Robert. Like I said, I don't plan on defaming anybody. I don't try to show people too much in my videos. Sometimes you can't help it, but I try not to show faces whenever possible. I will stay that way even when I move to the Philippines. Yeah, I heard about World Zoom, Robert, but his problem was he created that himself. I guess he probably should have let him know. From my understanding, he did his time, but you gotta let him know. I mean, if you did something wrong, if you got a felony, you got to let them know. And if it's been cleared up, you still should let them know and let them know how it was cleared up and what court cleared it and all that good stuff, so somebody can't come back and do that to you. I have never been convicted of a felony. I've never been convicted of a misdemeanor. Infractions, yes, but misdemeanors, no. So I'm safe that way. But like I said, I did have a wild youth. When I say youth, no, I have not seen his latest video. I don't watch too many other vloggers. I watch you. I watch Dan and Minnie's journey. I watch Sammy, not as much as I should. Is he back in Indiana? Because if I remember right, he's from Indianapolis, is where he's from. And but if they're back in the United States, there's not much most of them, there's not too many I really want to see. There's a few that that's what I thought. He was from Indy. That's where his family was from. But his hometown, Indy, is only about a little over an hour from my hometown of Terre Haute, Indiana. It's about 68 miles from my hometown to Indianapolis. So, like I said, about an hour if you take 70, because you can do 70. But I usually, from Terre Haute to Indy, I usually drive 40, stay off the thruway. It takes a little longer, but you don't have all the semis cutting in and out and all the other people. Now, after I get on the other side of Indianapolis, I usually get back onto 70 over there around Ohio, because you got away from the city. Sometimes I won't even get on 70 then, and sometimes I'll just run 30 or 36 over to 270, and then jump on the 270 onto 71, and run 71 up to about Cleveland, jump onto 271 around Cleveland to 90, and 90 all the way home. But it all depends on what kind of mood I'm in, how fast I want to go. If I'm in a bigger hurry, I take 70. If I'm not, I take the back throughways. It's just less headache, less stress. Because like I said, you don't have anywhere near the semis. You usually don't have near the construction going on. So I try to avoid 70 as much as I can, at least till after I get back beyond Indianapolis, usually into Ohio. But if I know there's going to be a lot of work on 40, then I'll take 70. Because 42, I can do that, but 42 is just, it's a lot of twists and turns, and would really add a lot of time to your drive because it's not a straight drive, where 40 and 70 are pretty straight. Welcome back, Danny.
Yeah, I'm back.
Now, what, you off, you say you got to work Sunday, which is tomorrow. So what time you got to go in?
I got to be there at 7:00.
It's close to your bedtime there, buddy.
So I'm taking my my melatonin.
Yeah. Like I said, it's getting close to your bedtime.
And my Benadryl. I mean,
There you go.
I had to take melatonin and Benadryl every damn night. Otherwise, I can't fall. I seem to fall asleep.
Well, I got a CPAP machine I have to use. And sometimes I can lay down and go right to sleep. If I can't, I'll have to get up and go play on the TV or watch a little TV or maybe get on my phone for a little bit. And then I can go to bed and go to sleep. But sometimes I just, but like I said, yeah, I got sleep apnea. I got a real bad severe case. And so I'll be able to take my CPAP on the plane with me and not count it as carry-on because it's medical equipment. So
does it have a battery, like a battery backup or something?
No. But I don't know if this CPAP will go with me when I go or not. I've had this one for a little while.
Because on the plane, I don't know I've never seen like a
See, I don't know if I'll be able to use it on the plane. I just said I can carry it on the plane because I'm going to need it whenever I land.
oh, that's right.
You know how you can lose your luggage. They can lose your luggage. They're not losing my CPAP.
Right.
No.
Yeah, I used to have one of those years ago, and I just stopped. I stopped using it after a while because, hell, I felt more tired after I woke up the next day than without it.
Robert, yes, it does help me a lot. I had a severe case of sleep apnea. This is something else you can wear. You put it around your neck to keep your chin from falling down, to help you stay breathing. This is a backup. I got another one that I'm using right now, but I bought two of them because if it gets worn out, I want to know what I can use right away. I don't want to have to wait for it to be delivered.
Right.
So when that one goes bad, I'll start using this one. I'll order another one. I won't order two at that time. I tried the mouth tape. That helps a little bit, but I need to. Like I said, I was so bad. I would fall asleep drinking coffee.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I would be setting my coffee down on the table, and I would fall asleep and spill it in my lap.
Wow.
When I came back from China in '99, I went to China in '99 for 3 weeks, and I could never recoup from the jet lag because I couldn't get enough sleep. I'd be in bed 10, 12 hours. I'd get up, my back would hurt like hell, and I'd still be tired. And I'd still fall asleep watching TV. And now if I was driving, I was all right because my mind was active. But as soon as I relaxed, that was it. I was done.
Wow.
And I was starting to fall asleep at work drinking coffee, And so I finally was able to get in and get tested. This was in December of '99. And my sleep, the amount of times I stopped breathing was 129 times an hour. I would stop for anywhere from 10 to 15 seconds each time. So that's about for every minute sleep, I was getting maybe a half a minute rest. Well, because you're waking up all the time, you're not really getting rest. You don't get that REM sleep that your body requires. So the best way I can explain how it feels, guys, is go a couple weeks, just a couple weeks, and sleep no more than 2 hours.
Yeah, that'd be rough.
2 hours a night for about a month, and you'll start to feel like I felt. You'll still probably feel better than I did, but you'll start to feel like I felt.
I have a question for you, Robert. Where at Mindanao do you live? The reason why I ask is because that's the island that Irene.
There's where he lives.
I have to Google that.
Now, Robert, when I got tested in December, I'd been home for 3 months. I went over in August, so I was back September, October, November, December. I was home almost 4 months and still could not recuperate. And like I said, I was sleeping 10 hours or more a night, every night. And CDO is about 4 hours north of where they're at. His wife's family has property down there. Danny and his wife live outside of Davao. What is it, about an hour outside of Davao?
It's about, depending on the traffic, 2 to 3 hours, depending on traffic. Robert, you probably know where Digo City is.
I'm going to take the hat off.
Wow, you're way up there. Okay.
Robert says his sister-in-law lived in Duval. But she did live there anyway.
Yeah, I've been Irene and I. We've been to CDO before. We took a very exciting van ride from Davao up to CDO.
Okay, so your sister in Chicago now. How she like Chicago? It's not an area I would like. Did you go to Samal?
All the time. Matter of fact, we went last month. We went to I don't know if you ever heard of Samal Island. Yeah, we go there all the time. We went to Paradise Island Park and Beach Resort. That was one of them. I can't think of the other one we went to. But we've been there. We've been to oh yeah, absolutely. Got to get your durian.
No, I don't. Isn't that the one that smells?
You know, that's what it's known for, but I don't know.
A lot of places won't let you eat it inside.
You know, maybe certain people have different sense of smell. I don't know. I mean, that was one thing that I was worried about the first time I tried it. You know, when I first went out there in 2019, actually on Samal Island, that was the place where we were at when I had it.
I'm not saying I wouldn't try Darien. I would try Darien much easier than I would ever eat Balut.
Yeah, I heard about those people getting kidnapped. Yeah.
Like I said, I would not eat. There's not enough alcohol in the world, well alone the Philippines, to get me to eat Balut.
I actually, not long after I tried the durian, the tricycle driver that took us around Samal, he was also like our photographer and our tour guide.
Robert, you got a better stomach than I do, because I don't think I could stomach the Balut. Robert says I eat Balut, Darien, anything.
Well, the thing is with Balut, it depends on how long, the duck.
Yeah, but you're not gonna know that until you eat it.
Some people, well, a lot of times they'll tell you, or it'll have a sign out. It depends on how long the duck's been. What's the hell the word I'm trying to think of?
Fermented.
Or in the incubator or whatever. Yeah. The longer it's been in the incubator, the more it's going to be developed. So you kind of want to get it around 16 to 18 weeks. If you wait any longer than that damn duck's going to be turned into an actual duck.
Yeah. Robert says it's like a hard-boiled egg with bones. Well, I don't like bones.
Yeah. Well, I don't eat the bones. I just eat the hard-boiled egg part. But, I mean, it's not that bad.
No, that's all right. I don't need to try it. I've had pig blood soup. I've had some other stuff that other people wouldn't eat, but Balut's not something I'm willing to try.
You got to try it once.
No, I don't. I had a girl in the Philippines thought I'd had to try it once. I told her no.
Well, if you
can have both those eggs. I don't want either one of them. And I was drunk. There was no way I was eating it. No.
Well, I made a video. One of my videos is when we were trying that on the first time I tried Balut. Yeah, Irene got a kick out of that.
I'm sure they did. No. There's nothing I need to try. My curiosity is not that curious. There's a lot of things I'd be curious to try, but that's not one of them. No.
But yeah, the durian, it to me it tastes like kind of like a caramel custardy.
Well, they say the durian actually tastes good. It just smells bad. So I'd be willing to try that. I mean,
it has a very distinctive smell, but it's not, to me, it wasn't like a horrible smell.
Pungent, the one that pungent to you?
No,
Well, there's places they won't let them eat it inside
well, I mean, yeah, I mean,
because it bothers. I guess it bothers some people, and they just don't want it in there.
right,
It's just like dried fish.
right.
I'd be willing to try dry fish.
I mean, the smell is really strong, but
Yeah.
I mean, it's
I'm not a fish eater. I'm really not. But I'd be willing to try dry fish. Now I'm
right.
going to have a beer or two with it, but I'd be willing to try it.
No, I tried dry fish and I don't like it.
Well, see, like I said, I didn't say I would like it. I said I'm willing to try it. Beluga, I'm not willing to try.
And you know, another thing she likes to eat bananas dipped in like this shrimp sauce shit. I don't get that. I mean, I told her it tastes like an old chew or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, Robert just said, "Are you in the Philippines now?" Which I could answer, but I'll let you.
No, I'm here in Missouri.
Yeah. And he goes, all durian tastes different. Some are good, some are so-so. And they said something about shrimp paste. So, are you there? You look like you're frozen there, Danny.
Yeah.
There you moved. It looked like you were frozen for a moment. But
yeah, shrimp paste. That's horrible.
yeah,
And then she likes this green mangoes with hot
Yeah.
sauce.
I heard of that.
What? And I was like, what? Yeah, their sense of taste over there.
I like mango. I've never tried green mango, but I like mango.
I don't like green ones in hot sauce.
I like hot sauce. I don't know if I like mango in hot sauce, but I like hot sauce. But,
Yep, banana and shrimp paste. Yep, she loves that.
yeah.
I tried it this last month when I was out there, and I didn't like it the first time. I didn't like it this last time. So,
Like I said, I'm not much of a fish or shrimp eater, seafood eater. Period. The only fish I truly like is tuna.
well, I don't even know where they get the whole shrimp paste from. First of all, I don't taste shrimp. It doesn't taste like shrimp to me. I don't know what the hell it is.
Now, Robert says they have sweet green mango near where he lives, and it's better than the yellow mangoes.
Really? Now, you know, Irene's always saying there's like a mango season.
Yeah. Well, there is.
There's like certain times of the year where the mangoes was just amazing, and
and during the peak season, it's cheaper than off season. I don't know. I think I was talking with you. You were up here when I said something about Turquoise Sunrise. He loved making mango shakes, and
I love mango shakes.
yeah, so he'd make them at their house, and his wife and his daughter and them would have a mango shake. And I'm not sure if Brandon that's their son. If he's old enough now he's old enough now, I don't know if he's still making them or not. But when he was making them before, I don't think his son was old enough to drink them. The son may not have been born yet. Because like I said, I've been following them for a long time. And yeah, I'm with you, Robert. Grilled tuna is good. Now, there's some other fish that they have over there I'd be willing to try. But we don't get that here, so I don't know. I want the ones without bones, or very little bones. I'm not, how shall I say this, experienced eater of fish like they are in the Philippines, where they can eat it and not, or take the bones out and or spit the bone back. That's not me. Fish is supposed to be good for you. I do like tuna. Not crazy about salmon. I like tuna.
Yeah, they got some really good. There was a really good tuna restaurant there in Davao. Man, I mean, I was surprised at how good it tastes.
Yeah, like I said, tuna does taste good.
I mean, I've tried tuna, like I don't know, it was like a tuna steak or something here in the U.S., and I didn't like it. I wasn't impressed at all. You know, and it was at a super nice restaurant. You know, I don't know if you ever heard of the place called Cheesecake Factory. I don't know if those are.
They're big here in the States too.
Yeah,
They're big over here.
and
You remember the Big Bang Theory?
Yeah.
Penny worked at a Cheesecake Factory.
Oh, did she?
When they first started, she was a waitress at the Cheesecake Factory, and then later on, she became a drug sales rep.
Okay.
But yeah, she worked at when they first met. Leonard and them first met. She was a waitress at the Cheesecake Factory.
Yeah, that's cool.
But I've been to one or two, but not too many. To me, they're a little expensive for what you get. I'm not that crazy about the place. Yeah, and Robert says they scale and gut the fish. They don't fillet. Well, they do in some places. If you go like I said, the Valencia market. I know when John, that's the guy, the father on the Turquoise Sunset. When he goes there and gets fish, they will fillet them for him. I don't know if he has to ask for it, but they show them filleting them for him, and so you can get them filleted. But usually he gets the ones that doesn't have very many bones, and his wife will do that. But I've seen him where they've done that at the Sunday market there in Valencia, and I'd like to visit that Sunday market. How you doing? Go ahead.
I think the place that we ate at was called the Marina Tuna. They're in Davao.
I don't know if I'll drink Red Horse or not, Robert. Like I was talking with Danny and Jamie earlier, I am more of a San Miguel painted label person because that's what I was drinking when I was there in the Navy, and so I'd like to try that again when I get back there.
I had some Red Horse.
Huh? You got some Red Horse?
Yeah,
I guess it's a very popular beer there.
Very.
Yeah. And but like I said, I'll do more of the San Miguel.
It's got a little bit higher alcohol content than San Miguel.
Yeah, San Miguel has a little higher content, at least it used to, than American beer too. Now Robert says he drinks San Miguel Pilsner.
Now I like the apple and the lemon flavored San Miguel. And the San Miguel Light, I don't mind that.
Hey, guys, I think I'm gonna end this because I know Danny better be thinking about going to bed here pretty soon, so he can get up and go to work tomorrow.
Yeah, my sleeping pills will be kicking in here in a minute.
And I know it's getting time that you're gonna have to be going.
Yeah.
And we're down to very few people. I'm glad you stopped in, Robert. I hope you have a good day over there. I know it's Sunday at like 11:35 in the morning to like 11:35 here at night. So I can understand it. It's my bedtime. It's past my bedtime. I usually go to bed about 10, but it's a day off tomorrow, so I don't worry about it too much. I usually go to bed somewhere between 8 and 10 on a work night. So it all depends on how I'm feeling. But on the days I'm off, I usually about 10, maybe 11. So it's a little later than I usually go to bed on the night off, the day off next day. Mm-hmm. That's all right. We had a good time. Hopefully we'll do it again next week. Danny, if you can, come on back next week. Come on up if you like. Hopefully Jamie will come back. Like I said, I do this every Saturday night, 8 o'clock when we're 12 hours different than the Philippines. Otherwise, 7 o'clock because it'll be 8 o'clock in the morning there. I try to keep the time the same in the Philippines.
All right.
So, because like I said, a lot of my viewers are in the Philippines, so this keeps it about the same time for them.
So what time is it where you're at, Larry?
Right now it's 11:36.
11:36. Yeah.
See, I'm on the East Coast, so we're 12 hours difference in the Philippines. Yeah, so it'll be 7 o'clock your time. You're Central, right?
Right.
So it's 7 o'clock your time I come on. So, all right, everybody. Good night. Take care. Peace. Love you.
Take care, Larry. Thanks for inviting me.
Hey, no problem. Come up anytime you want. Have a good one, guys. Bye.
Right,
enjoy yourselves.
You too.
All right.